had enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
It's amazing to me.
What happened?
What a bunch of babies people are. I got a little note. Somebody actually sent me a copy of Happy Endings, which I wrote.
Yeah.
Yes.
With all the pages torn out of it.
Oh.
Somebody who's obviously a classic individual because they have Jets writing paper.
Yeah, that's Jets stationery they wrote.
Hey, don't make fun of my Jets, because this guy's a psychopath. Love my Jets. I don't like, what was his name?
Did you write the note?
I don't like Jetman, but I like the Jets.
Jim, I am spreading the wealth with this book. With the 4 tickets we're going to buy for the Stress Factory. I guess my because I liked Obama and I didn't like McCain.
Yeah.
That to spread the wealth tie-in. And
Yeah.
you probably wouldn't have gotten 4 tickets anyway, retard, because all 5 shows were sold out. As far as the new book, you have to be crapping me. Try keeping your liberal mouth shut. Voting based on Bush and based on race is just ignorant.
What? Is it?
Here's the point. Stupid, you bought the book first. Once you purchased the book, you probably didn't know what it was when you bought it. First thought it was a hat. The book trashes liberals, the new book, you dummy. It almost trashes no conservative. It's 95% liberal.
Yeah.
Bashing. You idiot.
Wait, so he bought a book, mailed
that
it
was
to you?
That was old Happy Endings. He was basically letting me know I was getting my comeuppance. I don't care, dude. Don't buy the new book.
Jimmy, he showed you.
He sure did. He spent money and then ripped it up and mailed it to me. So
Yeah.
not only did you read the book first, and I know you enjoyed it, you had to take the time to rip it up. You now don't own the book anymore,
Yeah.
and you paid postage.
to mail it to you.
Very smart.
So,
And you
Where-
missed a good show at the Stress Factory.
where did you lose in this?
I didn't. Other than
The
the fact,
shows are sold out, so there wasn't the glaring empty seat that this idiot would have been sitting in.
4 empty tickets right up
Yeah.
front. Where's
Yeah.
that guy?
What happened to them? Meanwhile,
A
he
nice
bought,
spotlight on the one
Yeah,
empty
one empty
chair.
table.
Yeah.
All shiny.
So you didn't lose out there. You got the money for the book. You didn't lose out there.
Nope.
It wasn't any COD delivery on the package that got to you. So he paid for that. Where do you lose?
Probably in the fact that I had to hold that awful writing paper. I don't mind this little Jets writing paper. If you're an 11-year-old boy who wrote this, I accept it.
You're writing to Brett Favre.
Yeah, exactly. Because I know, like, if the FBI was to do, like, a print thing on it, they would see Dear Santa probably
Yeah,
on the page right above this. I'm actually going to save this.
Hope your next book is better than this one. Love, your grandson Frank.
It really is like that childlike writing. But I love the fact that he's, like, just trying to show me who's boss.
You got a few pages for your paperback now, Jimmy.
He showed you.
You should put this in your paperback.
Yeah, maybe I will.
You know, not a bad idea. Jim, I'm spreading the wealth with this book and with the 4 tickets we were going to buy for the Stress Factory. As far as the new book, you have to be S-ing me. Try keeping your liberal mouth shut. I just had to read it for myself.
It doesn't make
Voting
sense.
based on Bush and based on race is just ignorant.
It doesn't. I'm spreading the wealth
Ignat.
by not going to the Stress Factory. It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense, sir.
No, it doesn't.
But I'm glad you didn't go because you're obviously a dumbbell who wants to hear prime material that I'm not doing.
Jimmy's spreading the chuckles.
Oh, I don't
he was
know.
spreading the humor there, and you missed it.
Absolutely. Boy, did you miss out.
Yeah.
Every page you had to tear out one by one, or did you just tear the binding out? I don't know. But keep doing that. Keep buying products, ruining them,
Yeah.
sending them to the people who created them, and then complaining how you don't have money.
I bet after he was done with that, he smashed his wife in the face.
Let's hope so. And probably did he go out and puncture his own tires? I'll show Jim I'm not going to work. You, sir, are a dope.
Wow.
Dope.
Let's go
What
to
an idiot.
let's go to Greg in Nebraska.
Not a baby boy. You didn't like losing? Is that it, baby boy?
Yeah.
You didn't like losing, baby boy?
Hey, Greg, how are you, buddy?
Greg.
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 Have AIDS, Greg.
What's up, Greg?
Hey, what's up?
How are you? You're the first call of the week. How does that feel, my friend?
Call of the week.
We're not even awake yet.
Wow.
So what do you got?
Well, I was just thinking, the Dixie Chicks, they came down hard on Bush, you know,
Yep.
and everybody went out and bought their CDs to burn them in the streets.
Yep.
And I think that CD right there was their best-selling CD.
That's how it always works, sure.
Problem with the Dixie Chicks was that they trashed Bush in England. I think that's why they annoyed people. There was something irritating about that because it was like most, we all know how the British have these weird view of Americans, and it's almost like such a whore move for any performer, male or female, to go there and just to get the audience to clap. I go, he ain't my president, yeah, just like that cheap slut applause.
Wait, I didn't know he did that in Europe. The Dixie Chicks did that in Europe?
Yeah.
Well, they did. Yeah, that was in England.
I thought they did it in America somewhere.
No,
I mean, if you're going to have balls, do it in Texas.
It was also the fact that
not everybody in Texas.
Go ahead.
Well, Greg, I think we're
okay.
done with you.
It's your show now.
All right,
The Greg from Nebraska show.
Yeah.
I think it's also the fact that it was early on, and you couldn't criticize Bush without really being hung out to dry at that point and not being supportive. Bush was tied in with, if you didn't support Bush, you didn't support the troops, the war,
9/11,
America, 9/11. You were on the side of the terrorists.
Right.
It was
Hated children.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
It's just everything.
You loved
piled
Osama
in.
bin Laden.
Right.
Wanted to have tea with him
Right,
somewhere.
you're helping the insurgents.
Yeah.
Like everything. And then it just became like all the rage to bash Bush.
Well, now it's easy.
And yeah.
Although
now
there's a
it's
few
just-
still defending him out there, I understand.
He's,
Who?
There's a few.
oh, yeah.
Well, his approval rating's like 20 or something,
the-
so
and the
20% of the
crapper.
people are still approving of him. Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's 20. It's probably a little higher than that. It is
Well,
about that?
just wait till Barry gets in there and takes over, my friends.
Barack Hussein
Barry.
Obama.
Hussein. How did we do that in a few short years?
Barack Hussein Obama.
Anyone with the Hussein in the name, how in a few short years did we do that? Remember Saddam Hussein?
You wouldn't hire anyone with the name Hussein for your tiny little business
No.
somewhere in the middle of Jersey.
Like a few short years, everyone in the country just went, screw it.
Yeah.
Hussein, whatever.
Barack Hussein Obama.
So he's going to, apparently, they're talking about him using this executive order that he can do. He can pull these shenanigans that George Bush used and was crucified for using by Congress and Democrats and liberals and everything. But he's going to use them like the second he gets in there to get things done immediately. One of which is stem cell research, which we have stem cell research. It's just not federally funded in certain.
Well, Bush made it pretty tough.
You can't use embryonic stem cell. Yeah,
right.
It was very tough because Bush, in his pro-life stance and his religion and everything, decided, he was going to play God and not let doctors come up with cures to horrible diseases using stem cells. So Barack is going to try to turn that around.
Well, I heard he's going to, and he's hiring some sushi chefs as we speak.
Really?
To take care of the stem cells.
To fillet the little fetuses and embryos.
Yeah. They're ready to rock.
That's wonderful.
They're ready to rock
like
with
a
the
little,
fetuses.
A little fetus roll.
Sure. Spicy, crunchy fetus roll. Nice.
Tender, delicious. But here's something else that dummy is doing. Here's something that idiot is doing.
He's our president.
President-elect.
In a month or two.
He's the president-elect dummy.
2 months.
And here's another thing he's doing. If you haven't noticed, driving around, gas prices, especially in some parts of Jersey, gas prices are down everywhere. But in some parts of Jersey, $1.99 a gallon, symbolically below $2 a gallon. Nice. It is $2 a gallon, but symbolically, you see that $1 thing up there, makes you feel good. That's because I think the economy has driven down gas prices because there isn't as much demand. People aren't spending money going out, driving, traveling, whatever. And it's brought oil prices way down. This dummy, the second he gets in, is going to sign this executive order to stop any drilling that George Bush wanted to do in Utah because it might hurt the delicate ecosystem there. You know what that's going to do? You know what your buddy Barack is going to do now? Drive the goddamn oil prices right back up again. Here's the idiot that sat there talking about how it's the economy, and how no one can afford anything, and the poor middle class, and everything else, and tax the rich, and all that bull crap. And the first thing he's going to do, the second he gets a pen in his hand, is sign something that is going to drive the price of gas right the F back up where it was at $4 a gallon, if you remember that. $4 a gallon.
But, Anthony, he can't be that stupid.
He's that stupid.
He's got to know that's what would happen.
Because he's a liberal dummy who's going to sit there and make sure a hoot owl is saved
Thank you.
Make sure some lizard can walk around on the desert floor in Utah because he doesn't want to hear ka-chunk, ka-chunk of an oil rig.
Say praying mantis.
What? Oh, the praying mantis. Who cares about the praying mantis? You know it's illegal to kill one?
Oh, I know.
I do that as a kid. I was very scared. I thought the feds would get me.
I thought they were watching me.
How did that rumor
got to
get
see one
started,
of
by
those
the way?
things.
I don't know, but boy, did that thing stick.
Oh, yeah, it
You
did.
kill a praying mantis, you get arrested.
Especially one praying mantis started that whole rumor.
Yeah, hey, don't kill me.
Yeah, it's illegal. And the word just
Oh,
spread.
It's an alien-looking thing. That one and the one where the curb was government property.
Yeah.
You can stand on the curb and taunt your enemies right in front of their house, and they tell you to leave, and you go, I'm on government's property. Government's property. That was like your kid's way of just saying, leave me, I can stand here and taunt you and your siblings.
I remember that one.
Government's property. You're on the grass. I am not. I'm on the curb. That's government's property.
Let's say hi to Brian in Detroit. Brian,
What's going on, guys?
is it cold in the D? That's all we need to know.
It's cold in the day.
Where's my clip for It's Cold in the D? I
It's
can't
cold in
find
the
it
D.
every time someone from Detroit
Oh,
calls.
Western Echo's checking in saying praying mantises are queers.
They look like
They're not
They
queers.
are. They have little teeny heads. How do they think of anything?
And giant eyeballs, but they're always
They
praying.
really are. Very religious little things.
Yeah.
Look, hey, it worked.
All right, go ahead, Brian.
I got something that's going to really make Anthony happy.
Yes, sir.
I went to Chicago over the weekend, downtown. The majority of the blacks had hats on that said the United States of Obama, not America.
Yeah.
Obama.
Yeah, I saw a few of those on the news. The United States of Obama hats. That's
Made me
wonderful.
sick.
Can I say my favorite part of your call, sir? Was that after you said the United States of Obama, you went, not America. Like we weren't exactly sure what that should have been.
United States of Emirates.
You know, this is just going to be fantastic because all these guys with the United States of Obama hats and the shirts that say Obama and the shirts that say my president is black. There's a bunch of these things going around. Read into what this guy's going to do. Because not only is he doing stupid stuff like that, he's doing business as usual things too, which crack me up. He's talking, all of a sudden, he started talking tough to Iran about their nuclear program.
I like that.
Saying, hey, you can't just have some nuclear program. Hey, what happened?
Yeah.
You can't just say that. You got to sit and chat with the guy. You got to sit and have a little chit
Yeah,
chat.
but he was saying that before he read the secret documents. Now that he's read the secret documents,
Oh, maybe now he's like, hey, these guys
all right,
can't have this.
I know how I'm supposed to act now. Okay, I get it. I get it. And the people got to understand, the ones that are wearing all that Obama stuff, like your team just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out on a limb, but most of those people don't read a lot of books, and those are the people that are going to be very disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you're wearing one of those crazy spray-painted Obama shirts or one of those Obama, Obama hats, those are the ones that are going to be very disappointed, and they don't know how this whole game works.
Nope.
I'm telling you.
It's business as usual, only, it's
Barack is gonna
liberal
do-
Democrat.
Yeah, I understand.
But it's still business as usual.
But those people think that the entire world's going to change and their lives are going to get incredibly better, and it's just not going to happen that way. It's just not.
The crappy economy brought down the fuel prices.
Right.
Really did. The worst thing you could do is something that's now going to boost fuel prices in a crappy economy. The only thing we have to cling to is the fact that fuel prices went down and things like shipping of goods and stuff, the prices of that, it's a little more manageable for these companies that are trying to conduct business. But you sign an executive order that's going to raise the price of gas again? Mm-hmm. Wow, are you screwing up the economy even more?
Let's say hi to Greg in New Hampshire. Greg.
Dummy.
Hey, good morning, boys.
Greg!
What's up with
I
the name?
swear
Greg?
last week you guys promised that there wasn't going to be any more political talk.
Well, we're saying
And already off the
That's
bat,
just
Ant,
the weekend.
Ant, you're calling him a dummy. He's the president-elect. He won by a majority overwhelming.
Yeah, because he's a
Please,
dummy.
Please, Ant.
Yeah.
I have a choice now, sir.
Uh-huh.
I bought the Sirius package. I can switch it to Howard, and I will. You said no more political bullshit.
Oh.
Here we go.
Go to Howard. Go switch. Don't even say it. Just do it.
Hey,
Dude.
Greg.
Just
Okay,
no.
it's over.
Take
It's
care.
over,
All right,
boys.
goodbye.
Bye, Greg.
Bye.
It's over.
Goodbye.
Yeah, we won't
Bye-bye,
talk
Dick.
about
Goodbye.
anything.
Goodbye.
You didn't get your way,
No.
little baby. Bye-bye.
What's
Sorry,
wrong
kid.
with you?
Obviously, this guy hasn't listened to us long because we would never go for that dumb game.
Oh.
If you don't stop doing this, I'm going to listen to Howard. Well, then go listen to Howard. Who gives a
Skin off
crap?
my ass.
Right.
I still get paid, jackass.
I bet he yells. I bet with the problem, that's just somebody who's used to yelling. Like when mommy doesn't do what they want, they probably
Yeah.
yell, "I'll do this," and
Right.
mommy goes, "All right, go ahead, bye."
And you know what it is? It's not the politics. Listen to the way he said that. It's that I don't agree with his politics. Hey, he won by a majority. That guy, he's the president-elect. And that. All right, if I was pro-Obama and really just sitting here stating that, he wouldn't even have called.
You're
He
raining on
wouldn't
his
listen.
parade there, Anthony.
Let me rain on it. Good.
You know what? We are going to move on because the Jets had an amazing victory, even though they're winning without Brett Favre, basically.
The hell was that? 87 to 1?
I don't know. I think it was
think,
40-0 at halftime, and I was done.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it plays out like every blowout plays out. The second half is a complete bore fest.
Yeah.
Jets score another, touchdown, and the Rams scored, a field goal, 47-3, something like that. Yep. Pats beating the Bills, though. I'm paying attention. Thursday night, I believe, right? It's the Pats and the Jets fighting for first place. But we got to talk about this douche after the break. We got one of these in your town supporting your favorite team.
What is wrong with that?
This guy his name is Captain Jet, and he's wearing a huge jet plane football helmet
Wonderful.
thing on his head. Can we get the picture up on onaradio.com? Yep. And I want to talk about this because I'm a season ticket holder for the Islanders, and every team has to have that one douche that's looking for attention.
Yeah,
that has nothing to
but
do with the
attention.
team. He's not a mascot. He's just a super fan that wants to be
Attention whore.
known as the super fan for that particular team.
Yep.
I know we got the Jet guy that gets the crowd going, and he's pretty impressive. The fire dude, Fireman Ed is pretty impressive.
Guy
but
that gets the JETS Jets,
Yeah.
Jets a chant going.
he's an exception to the rule because most of these guys are losers, like this guy, Captain Jet.
Oh, what about that? Yeah, cowbell guy, cowbell
All right.
man at the Mets game.
This is what we're going to get into after the break for a few minutes. Yes,
Annoying
yes.
ass.
Danny will explain cowbell man for everybody that's out of town.
You know who is the most annoying person ever?
Huh?
Bernie Williams' effing wife.
What?
She would sit there at one World Series. She sat right behind home plate and just banged these sticks together and made this bang, 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 and it was right near a ambient sound microphone for the game. So the entire time you're just hearing this bam, 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 bam. The whole time I wanted to punch her in her face.
All right, we'll talk about a few of these zeros after the break. 877-212-ONA, Opie and Anthony. It's a Monday. We all know that.
Hence the wake up music. Jesus.
What are you going to do? Opie and Anthony. I don't know, something's going on. Let's say hi to Blitz.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Blitz. How are you today?
guys.
Hi. I'm fine. What's this bull crap about SiriusXM removing the virus from DirecTV's listings?
We're not going to be on DirecTV now?
Yeah, it's going to be removed like tomorrow or something.
What's the reason?
I'm sure it has something to do with the merger.
I don't know. I didn't know. I just scrolled up on the guide.
I didn't know it was no longer be offered on DirecTV. We have a nice audience that listens to this show through DirecTV.
Yeah, that's good.
What's the reason given?
Don't know. We haven't confirmed it yet, but we've been hearing that it's Wednesday that they remove it.
Oh, yeah. That's another thing probably from, corporate.
You guys are going to
Another
fight this,
edict.
right?
Oh, yeah, we fight everything.
We're beating men.
We fight by sitting here on a daily basis and keeping our jobs.
Yeah, just wonderful.
That's our fight. You can't fight City Hall. That's what I say.
You can't fight. Never mind. I'm not even
That's
going
I say.
I'm showing today that I'm a good boy. Oh boy, was I going to say something. Thank you, Blitz.
All right, bye, guys. By the way, it's my birthday tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, no, wait, well, next month, really, but Never mind.
What's wrong with you?
I love this guy.
Punching out.
There's something wrong with you, but that
Sounds like he just blows his nose all day long.
almost a big A thing going on.
Yeah, well, you know. All right, let's say hi to Dave in Cleveland. What's up, Dave?
Now that you guys are talking about it before the break, super fans.
Yes.
Cleveland Indians have a guy that actually buys an extra ticket to bring a drum to the game and bang it out in the bleachers.
So he has to buy 2 seats, one for him and one for his drum?
Yes.
And he wants to be known as the drum guy?
I don't. He's got some silly name, but I'm not sure what it is. And we also have
drum.
We also have the big dog, a big fat ass guy that sits in the dog pound for the Browns games.
Yeah, we've seen him.
He's thinned down a little bit, but the drum guy is annoying.
Just attention whores. It's like, look at me.
Yeah.
Look, I'm part of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
I come down here and people come to see me.
Yeah. He walks around the stadium with his drum, like, oh wow, look, drum guy. Oh my god.
You know, he just sits in one seat. He won't move. He can't move. He just because it's too big. It's a big bass drum.
You know what? If I was guy who sat next to drum guy, oh boy, would that drum not be playable?
I'd be knife guy.
That's
that
right.
Stabs the drum guy.
Yeah. Well, not even stab the drum guy, just stab the drum.
Stab his drum.
Just over and over again. I mean, he's got to run out of money eventually where he can't buy another replacement
No more
drum.
drum heads.
Yeah, I would assume the first 3 or 4 times he would come to the stadium with a new drum.
Yeah.
But you continue stabbing that drum, you know, what's he going to do? He's going to run out of money fast. Yes, Travis.
I was going to bring up another super fan.
Okay.
Sweet old Freddie Says over at Yankee Stadium.
Freddie Says.
He's the guy that bangs with the spoon in the pan, and he walks around.
Walks around.
His name is Freddie Says?
Yeah, because he's got the sign. It says Freddie Says, and then a witty little thing about the Yankees.
Yeah. And he and the pan is all banged up.
Oh, yeah.
And the spoon, and you look at it and go, that's the pan. It's right there. And the spoon.
If your whole thing is that everyone knows you because you go to a game to watch a team so often, the government should shoot you in the back of the head. You have nothing to contribute.
Zilch. He's beloved by
He's not
everyone.
he's a zilch.
Of course,
We saw him.
beloved.
He's beloved by who?
Yeah, I saw that guy. We
he
saw him, and Michael's. You to get a picture of him? I'm like, who, him? And he goes, that's Freddie Says. How about this? No.
Freddie Says, scream, whistle, keep up noise. It helps Yanks.
Exactly.
That's
Why
what
would
his
I
sign
take a
says.
picture with an old man who actually carries that out of the house and spells says wrong?
He looks like he's tired before he gets to his seat. It's like just too much going on.
The only thing I liked that Freddie Says was, I have AIDS.
I have to leave the band, boys.
Sorry.
Freddie Says sticks.
These crazy teeth of mine got me in trouble. Well, can we get some of the pictures of these super fans up on ONARadio.com?
The Cleveland guy, apparently, is named John Adams, and he's been at every game since 1973.
Oh, that's wonderful for him. Guess what?
Every game.
The rest of us had family obligations. We couldn't go to every effing game. You loser.
You knew there were certain moments where it was like he had to make a choice between something very important and the game, and he had to tell his family or people like, no, I have to.
Yeah.
You don't understand how important this is. I haven't missed a game. And
I know it's Dad's funeral, but the Indians...
He'd understand because he knows how much this means to me and the fans.
I'll drum extra hard for Dad.
I have a job to make these people happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you?
Let's go to John on Long Island. John.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, bro?
Nothing, man. I sit behind that fat idiot, Captain Jet.
Hold on. This all started because there's a picture of Captain Jet in one of the rags here in New York, and he just looks like a big fat douche.
His hat is a jet plane
with wheels.
It's got landing gear, engines, wings, a tail, the whole thing. It's a jet plane hat.
Yeah,
and he's got a big
he
thing on his chest that says Captain.
Cape.
He's got a Captain Jet logo, like the Superman logo.
Yeah, like the Superman logo, but it's 10 times bigger.
Yeah.
For his big fat body.
Yeah,
and a green cape.
Yeah. Well, he's getting a lot of attention today, but what do you got on him? He wears a cape. You're saying, John?
Yeah, and he goes up and down the aisles, and I just want to fire his fat ass right down the stairs, man.
And you have to
Stupid
sit
idiot.
behind him, right?
Yeah, I sit like 3 rows back, and he's just retarded. It doesn't matter. Like, he's always drunk. He's like a retard.
Oh, boy.
He looks like John Goodman.
TB1234 is saying, I hope Corey Lytle is in his hat.
That's a great one. From Munson.
Thurman.
Yeah.
Good old Thurman. All right, well, there you go. You guys got Captain Jet at the home games there.
Yep. All right, guys. Later.
All right.
Good luck to you.
Yeah, right on. Let's say hi to Chris in Alabama. Alabama, man!
Hey, roll tide.
Bama!
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 Well, we have these at
As a
University
sweet
of Alabama
home.
football games.
Sweet home!
Sweet home Alabama.
Alabama, man!
At University of Alabama football games, we got these two guys. And they've been going.
Oh!
Poor guy.
And isn't that Kid Rock song just terrific? Making money
pretty
off
good, actually.
making
Yeah.
money off Leonard Skinner. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
How about all musicians just start writing songs where they don't sample anybody else?
That's
How about we try that
bad.
again? Hey, it's catchy, but come on.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
Anyway, at Alabama football games, they've got these two guys that have been showing up since the Bear Bryant era, and they're two real tall guys with red pants and these big Alabama ties, and they are both carrying plungers with a roll of toilet tissue, a Tide detergent box, and then another roll of toilet tissue, roll, Tide, roll. And they have actually people line up before the games to get their pictures taken with these two guys, and they're just two fans. They just show up at every game. And,
I don't get the toilet paper.
We don't get it, though.
Roll, Tide, roll. That's the
roll,
University
Tide,
of Alabama
roll.
cheer. Roll,
Right.
Tide, roll.
All
And
right.
I mean, they're literally you can find them because there are lines of hundreds of people before Alabama football games lined up to get a picture with these two guys, and they're from Scottsboro, Alabama. They're called the Scottsboro Boys.
Right.
So there you go. Anyway, roll Tide.
You know what I noticed yesterday? I noticed with digital cameras, people take probably hundreds more pictures than they used to take.
Of course.
Hundreds. Yet no one sees them because they're worthless pictures most of the time. You used to, if you had a camera, you used to wait because you had to develop it, get hard prints back from the drugstore. Yeah, it meant something. Now your pictures reside on your cameras, on your computers. You never look at them, really. How many of them do you actually print out on photographic paper and frame? People do. I understand.
None.
People do. Very
rare.
Me? None.
Right.
My sister, my family, occasionally, like Patrick will take that, print it out, put it in a frame. But I think people are taking so many pictures that will just never, ever be seen by anybody.
That's a very good point.
One of those, what are you going to do with a picture of the guy with the Roll Tide roll thing? Are you hanging that up somewhere? Are you going to blow it up to poster size?
You got to get one of those digital picture frames where the pictures rotate.
They're great, dude.
One of those.
I have one of
A few of those, sure. You got to get those. But even those, you're not going to display every picture. There are pictures that I have taken that are on hard drives that I yanked out of computers and then just smashed.
Yeah.
That I don't know what they were. I don't care what they were. They're just useless pictures.
Yeah.
People take useless pictures.
That's a
in
very
this
good
day and
point.
age.
Very good point. Let's say hi to Adam in Queens.
Hey, I'm sure Opie's very familiar with the Rangers superfan, that guy Dancing Larry, that the fan reward him by chanting "Homo Larry" every time he gets up.
I love it. See, I love when the fans fight back and make fun of the super fan.
What does Dancing Larry do?
Screen every game, and he just gets destroyed by the fans.
And everyone's hoping that his name turns into Stroking Larry.
You know what I couldn't stand at Yankee Stadium when they would play Cotton Eye Joe, and then they'd put the live from the control room, and you'd see the guy dancing around to Cotton Eye Joe, but it was the same shot from the 80 other times I'd seen live from the control room.
And it wasn't even close to live. It was probably like a couple decades old.
All the guys wearing big... Oh,
here we
hate
go.
this.
Come on, Ed.
He's wearing these big, wide 70s lapels because it's 30 years old.
It's like 1979 or something.
I don't know why they play this.
He's got a Disco Sucks hat on. It's like, this isn't current.
Yeah, what the hell is this? Yeah, it's time for Cotton Eye Joe at Yankee Stadium.
Well, if you go to YouTube, you get to see Dancing Larry. Here's Dancing Larry. The Ranger fans hate this guy.
Ew, what does he do?
He's known to do this. There you go. He just dances for everybody, Jimmy.
Wow, that's dancing.
Yeah. He just is an idiot.
Someone push him over.
He's just a complete idiot.
What is he doing? He's besides embarrassing me.
But Bernard McGurk.
Yeah.
He looks like a dancing McGurk.
But every game, he gets his little dancing Larry moment.
What a douche.
Yeah. These are the guys I hate when I go
What
to
does
sporting
he
events.
dance to?
I think he dances maybe to Cotton Eye.
Hopefully it's taps. Inappropriate, or it's like what's that funeral music they play?
I don't know, but this bitch should get it.
Yeah. No kidding.
Oh, I knew I was dying.
Danny, find some bagpipes for Jimmy.
Bagpipes, that's it.
There you go.
The shame on the team for going, the teams have no idea what's funny.
No.
They think that's funny.
They put the lights on him. They let him go, and think, "Wow, this is part of the community getting involved."
Mm-hmm. It sucks. Yes. And the fans, big tough hockey fans, how about you throw beer at Dancing Larry? That will stop it.
Yeah. Oh, then you get kicked out for throwing the beer.
Right,
you
of
know.
course.
Because it's a family atmosphere now, Jimmy.
Shameless zilch.
A puck into his bald head. And now what are the people behind him? Opie, what's
Dancing
that?
Larry's friends.
Well, they're trying to
That lemon party?
they're trying to suck off Dancing Larry's fame.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It just sucks.
A lot of people corrected me. Yes, Kid Rock is using a Warren Zevon riff in that song. I know that.
No, but it's both of them. Yeah.
They got a little
Sweet Home Alabama.
They got a little that the Sweet Home Alabama
And
riff in that song, right?
It's both that and Werewolves.
All right, more Werewolves than in London by Zevon, I think. Let's say hi to Brian in Philly. Brian,
what's up, boys?
tough loss for you guys yesterday, man.
The Philadelphia Eagles have.
All right, why don't you keep talking instead of having a conversation, you idiot?
You dork. He didn't want to talk. He's like, screw you.
We're a radio show where we like to have a little conversation with you guys. Not hello.
Yeah, you were like, hey, tough loss for you.
Nice
blah, 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 blah.
Nice opportunity to acknowledge we have fans in Philly, and there was the Giants beat the Eagles yesterday, 36-31. He wanted to talk about Birdman. Call back. I apologize. It's Monday. We're a little ledgy.
Waddle doodle.
Yeah. Let's say hi to Garth in New York. Hi, Garth.
Hey, I moved out of the area, but I used to be a big Devils fan. They had a guy named Bowman. He would always get the crowd going, and he was the worst because in the bar area for season ticket holders, he acted like a celebrity superstar. He was just a douche.
What would he do, though?
He would stand at the bar, and like, people would actually buy him drinks, and he would stand there and just kind of puff out his chest and look around and talk like he was, almost like he thought he was as good as the players. It was unreal. I don't know if he made the move now that they moved to Trenton or not, but he was just awful.
Devils play in Trenton?
No, they're in Newark.
Yeah, I know.
Or Newark. Sorry, Newark.
Do you know this Bauman? You're a Devils fan there, E-Rock.
I haven't seen him at the new.
Do you know who he is, though?
Vaguely. I'm looking him up right now.
All right. Thank you, sir. Let's go to Jordan in Ohio. Jordan.
Hey, I was calling in about the super fan thing. We have a guy up at the University of Michigan, the hot dog guy, and every game at halftime he'll buy a couple dozen hot dogs, start chucking them up into the crowd at people, and then get kicked out for throwing stuff every single game.
So he gets kicked out every game for throwing hot dogs.
Yeah.
That's a little
sounds
strange.
like a dumb thing.
Yeah, let's go to Rochester, the home of Brother Weeze. What's up, Brett?
Hey, how's it going, Ope?
Hey.
At the Amex games and everything, I'm the kind of guy that, they sell the $5 plastic horns, the ones that go when you're hearing them on TV and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll sit up there, drink with my friends, and, we'll just sit there and blast the horns. But the thing is, no one really cares because the Amex suck. Hell, I think we've won 2 games this year out of the 12, so I ain't hearing no one's feelings.
See, I remember when I lived in Rochester and we made believe that it meant something to go to an AHL game.
Did it?
Well, you got the Sabres right next door. It makes it a little tough to follow AHL. All right.
Yeah, but hey, at least we got a Calder Cup 12 years ago?
Well, did they?
Yeah,
who would even know that? God.
And I think that's about the time I lived up there. Okay, that happened when I was there. Great. Good for them. The only thing I remember about going to AHL games was they had the Tomb. And the Tomb was a place where you could smoke indoors. It was the greatest thing ever. and it was a glass.
Oh, God.
It was a glass enclosed room that you could see if you're just walking the concourse. And people would go in there, and the smoke was so thick, it looked like it was just fog in there.
This is when they were trying.
I think they called it the tomb or something
They were
like
trying
that.
to ban smoking
right
in public places, which they have successfully done.
Although they brought it back in Atlantic City because business dropped
Did they?
drastically.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
They looked at the numbers and said, wow, we're losing money because people aren't smoking.
No,
We'll
how
bring
about they
back the
lost money
smoking."
because the economy stinks and no one's gambling?
True.
That's pretty much what it is, not the smoking thing.
I think it was before the economy, s the bed.
Is that different, though? I wonder, because Vegas, is Vegas smoking or not smoking?
I don't know. I would think Vegas was probably smoking.
It was smoking, okay.
But they had non-smoking section. I love going to the non-smoking casinos because you don't want to sit there next to it. It's always some Asian guy just puffing cigarette after cigarette, yellow fingers just and stinking up the whole joint with their cigarettes. Enough! God, right next to me. Yuck. But when they were trying to ban smoking, but people would freak out at the thought of a smoking ban, so they slowly just relegated these people to outside the building, and then they told them you can't smoke outside the building. They drove them around the block or something. They made it impossible. Then they came up with these rooms, like Ope was talking about. Big glass rooms. Saw them in airports.
They're great.
Various other public locations where people would go in, and the walls were dripping with nicotine and tar, and they were yellow. And the ceiling tiles with these giant turbo fans couldn't suck the smoke out fast enough. And they'd just be in there smoking, and they looked gray. The people in there looked gray. It was like an atmosphere you couldn't possibly live in. If a probe came from another world and took an air sample from that room, they said, there's no life on this planet.
Right.
It can't be.
We don't have to mess with this planet.
But you're in there just breathing this in and smoking a cigarette.
That's true, man.
But then they did away with a lot of those, too.
What, the airports?
Yeah.
LAX still has one. Of all the places, you'd think Los Angeles wouldn't have one.
Really? They got one of those?
Yeah, there's the terminal, I think that it's Terminal 6, I know, is Continental out there, and it's an outdoor one. I guess because of the weather in LA, they can do it. It's like a little outdoor area, but you can't get near the planes. But if you're going to do it, you might as well do that because then there's no cleanup.
It's kind of like a courtyard.
Yeah, a little teeny courtyard.
Yeah.
Some seats.
Yep.
Yeah, you can only do that in warm weather, though.
You're not going to use that space for anything else. I mean, it's
Yeah.
3 feet by 10 feet.
I love the enclosed glass.
The enclosed is the
room.
best because then you're passing by just looking like it's like a zoo attraction.
It's creepy.
Look at the smokers.
It's really creepy. Let's go to Bill in Boston. Bill, listening on BCN. How are you?
Hey, guys, I got a guy for you down in Tampa Bay.
Hello, Bill. What's up, Bill?
Not much, guys. Hey, there's a guy down in Tampa Bay that picks one player on the Red Sox every year and just berates him. And the best thing is that the dome's quiet. That's all you can hear on TV.
But does he pick a different guy for every game?
Nope, same guy every game, every year.
For the entire year?
Yep.
Oh, my God. How does he pick the guy?
I don't know. He just picks his guy. It's a random guy, too. Like a few years ago, it was Mark Bellhorn all year.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Just screams at him, and, with the dome being empty, that's the only thing you can hear on TV.
Right. Very good. Thank you, sir. Let's go to Jim the trucker. Jim?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing this morning?
Hey, pretty good, Jim. What are you hauling?
Pasta sauce on, actually.
Pasta sauce?
Yeah.
We need our pasta sauce.
Where are you going with
they
the
need it
pasta
in
sauce?
Chicago.
But Chicago has their own pasta sauce, don't they?
Yeah, I guess so. I had to bring it all the way from Phoenix. I don't know why, but whatever.
I never got that.
I don't get it either. It sucks. Denver has this lunatic that parades around in a barrel with nothing more on than boxer shorts and shoes.
Yeah.
And even goes to the games that have the blizzards and the snow. Well, I don't know if he does it anymore. I think he got sick and died or something. But
Yeah, he looks pretty old in this picture I'm seeing, so that he would go to the game. You can't sit down if you're wearing a barrel. How does he sit down?
Just needs a
dude, he just parades up and down the aisles acting like a old crazy person all day long.
Fat lump of crap that he is.
How does he get in with that outfit?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They let him in. I don't know. He's always on. He used to be on TV all the time.
How do you
and everything.
become one of those fans? Because Because you can't just dress up like that and show up at the gate and have the guy go, all right, you go right in.
Yeah.
Unless you're this guy and they go, hey, how you doing? Come on in.
I like to hear from the super fans that failed miserably with their idea.
They were turned away at the gate.
Because there's a ton of them that it never caught on.
Didn't catch on. They turned him away at the gate because what he had was dangerous.
Right.
Like AR-15 guy.
Right.
or say a Milwaukee Brewer guy, and he would just show up inappropriately with like photos from like pro-life rallies of aborted fetuses.
Right.
But it would have nothing to do with the team. He would just go Brewers and hold the pictures up.
Pedo guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Uncle Paul.
We get the names of the visiting team and make them, oh, wow. I had to name the fetus joke, but.
Overly excited tranny guy.
Yeah.
They called him Pup Tent.
Unbelievable. Yeah, super fans just suck in
They're
general.
the worst.
Just seeking attention. Hey, thank you for the reminder. I'm going to go to Tom in Rhode Island before the break. Tom?
What's going on, guys?
Hey.
Hey, I just wanted to call and remind you guys about that documentary from Friday about the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh, the guy that jumped and survived. Yes. Oh,
Kevin Hines. I actually, Saturday night, I was home, and I was flipping through the channels, and that was actually on the Independent Film Channel.
It's called The Bridge, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it was crazy. That was probably the craziest documentary I've ever seen.
The weird part about that documentary, this guy set up cameras facing the Golden Gate Bridge for, I think, a year, maybe a little longer. And he caught a lot of people killing themselves by jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge. And what's creepy is you just see these little dots just kind of ending their lives.
Yeah.
Yep. That one guy at the end that took the backwards leap off the railing.
Yeah.
That stuck with me for a little bit that night. That was pretty crazy.
All right, we'll play the audio after the break, okay?
All right, thanks, boys. Punching out.
His name was Kevin Hines.
His name was Kevin Hines. His name was Kevin Hines. His name was Kevin Hines.
I shouldn't say was because the guy jumped and survived. So his name is Kevin Hines, and we got some audio from him next. Opie and Anthony. Good morning, everybody.
Opie.
Yeah? What's up, Jimmy?
I wanted to tell people where I'm going to be, but I have something that somebody gave me that I think people will enjoy.
All right.
I'll be in Staten Island signing at Barnes & Noble on Wednesday, and then Thursday I'll be at Porter's in Rhode Island. But I had a girl show up. This was a girl I was in love with in high school. And she saved anonymous love notes that I used to write her.
Oh, no.
Holy crap.
And she brought me one that I wrote when I was a sophomore in high school. And
oh, no. I can't ever take these.
This is she has more, too.
Oh, I want to revel in every one of them, yet I don't want to hear a word.
It's not as awful. Again, it's only one page, written in regular. I could not write cursive at the time, so it was written in and she
childlike print.
Yes, childlike print, and very mature. And she scratched out her name. This is a photocopy. She kept the original. So hopefully,
what is she, a lawyer now?
No.
It's a photocopy. She kept the original.
She wanted me to sign this. That's why she brought it.
Wow.
But I'm like, can I have it? And she's like, okay. And I'm like, please bring me the other ones. I told you I won't mention your name. So Diane. No, I'm kidding.
Is she married?
I don't know. I didn't ask her because it didn't want. I signed a book. I'm like, hey, it was great seeing you. Love, Jim. And then one of her friends goes, oh, he's still in love with you. So I was like, I didn't want to ask any questions because it would have seemed creepy. Because I was just being,
How'd she look? Did she hold up?
Great, sure. I mean, she's my age, and
I love when your exes don't hold up. It just makes you feel really good about yourself.
Oh no, dude, I never dated her. I know. No, remember I told you the story of the girl I asked out on the phone?
Yeah.
And I said, do you want to go out with me? And she was like, no. And I'm like, I tried to be funny, and I went, well, that's how the ball crumbles. Instead of the cookie.
See, no, it's ball bounces, Jimmy, and how the cookie crumbles.
It should have been cannonball bounces into my chest. But that was the girl I said that to.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I had such a crush on her.
Oh,
remember I told you I used to walk with Iron Man playing with my friend?
Yes.
That's the girl.
Her?
That's the girl.
All right.
Wow, this girl's famous to us.
She really is.
That's the girl.
All right.
Yeah, it's kind of cute.
All right.
Dear such and whatever. You probably... Oh, yeah, I apparently had written her a bunch of notes already.
Yeah, sure you did, stalker.
Oh, I really was a creepola.
Oof.
You probably think I've either forgotten to write or I've stopped liking you. Well, it's neither. My feelings for you have only gotten stronger.
Oh, you poor, pathetic ass. Why would you put yourself there? She didn't want you.
No.
She didn't want you. This wasn't going to end like a movie where finally she goes, oh, and some like common thing happens and you hook up. This is just another broken-hearted douche
she didn't know
trying
who I
to
was.
get the girl.
She didn't know who I was at this time.
Of course. Why would she?
So I said, my feelings for you have only gotten stronger. When I'm in class with you, I always think about you. Every day I see you at least 5 times, and I just want to talk with you. I don't write you enough, which is what probably makes this uncomfortable. You're usually with someone, so I don't. I wish I had the nerve to tell you how I feel instead of writing it. And then it gets a little weird, the note. I go, do you know who I hate? And I put a question mark.
Anyone you're with.
Wait, but what's cool about that is you ended up writing a book about that many years later.
Yeah.
You know who I hate.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Ties in nicely.
It absolutely does. You know who I hate? And then I don't know. I don't even know who I was talking about, by the way.
Yeah.
You may not know her, but she's a real bitch. An ugly, nasty bitch. She thinks she's the main subject in every man's certain kind of dreams that men have.
Yes.
In every man's certain dreams.
Gotcha.
But she's a real dog. But
Why would you do this
I don't
in a love
know.
letter type thing?
I don't know.
You just put in this venom in there that shows a dark side of you that that isn't like one of those bad boy dark sides where the girls are attracted to it. That's creepy dark side.
Yeah, this is animal torturer talk.
Let's me and you tear the head off some kittens one night.
Yes, you know who I hate? Happy children. Let's smite them. All right. Yeah, what a boob I am. She thinks she's the main guy and every guy's certain kind of dreams, but she's a real dog. But you're great looking and you are very sweet. That's
How
why
do you know she's sweet?
I don't know. I didn't know what else to write. And why would I write you are great looking like I'm Palin's 5th kid. But you are great looking and you are very sweet. That's why I love you. This will
You said that's why I love you.
Yes, I
love
did.
you.
Yeah, wow.
It's healthy. She's a bitch, an ugly real dog. But you're great looking and really sweet. That's almost like, yes, I've been murdering hookers, but you'll be okay because I think you're the cat's meow.
I'm not going to kill you.
Well, wouldn't the girl take away from this letter the fact that you're probably in love with the girl you're bitching about in the letter to this girl?
No,
I'll tell you why. It was too much.
Vile.
Yeah, an ugly dog.
Yeah.
But you're trying to impress this girl, but you're talking about this other one you hate so much.
I don't know why I didn't say it, in all honesty.
I think he was, trying to make this girl look better by really trashing some other chick. Like, hey, I'm not a crazy guy that thinks every girl is, hot, or I'm not after just any girl. You know, I think this girl's a piece of crap. But
I'm not as desperate as you think
look
I am.
great.
Yes, I'd like, some of those, you probably think I'll go with any pretty girl, but most of them I'd like to open their throats like lambs. Just bleed them out, hun. Care for emulsions. Right?
It's kind of weird she kept the letters.
Well, you know what it was? I don't know why she did. I guess there was something either really creepy. She probably would tell her family, if I ever turn up floating in a river with no hands left, this is the guy.
Check this guy out.
I don't know why she did. Maybe she's a saver or something. I think my friend, who's now a cop, a good friend of mine, who used to walk at me, ratted me out years later, like just to tell her, but I said to her, how did you know it was me? And she goes, well, you used to sit in front of me in class. And one time I suspected it was you, so I looked through your notebook and I stole like a page out of your notebook and did a handwriting comparison.
Wow.
Which I thought was hilarious.
Spy girl.
Yeah, no kidding.
Poor girl was so freaked out I had her doing like CSI work.
Yeah, she's checking out your handwriting.
Bill Curtis came over and we discussed your case. You little creepy weirdo.
The handwriting was a match with the creep Jim Norton.
And okay, so but you're great looking and you are very sweet. That's why I love you. This will probably be my last letter to you until I tell you who I am or call. Maybe I'll.
So mysterious all the time.
I like the fact at the time that I was somehow engaging her in something.
Yeah.
Without the risk of her knowing who I was, because I knew I was ugly and she wasn't gonna like me. So it was like she was the pretty girl. I wasn't trying to freak her out. I was just trying to have something with her that I knew wouldn't last.
So that you could, at some point step up and go, look, here I am. And we already have something. It's not like I got to step up and be like, hey, I'm Jim. I like you, and be all awkward. You could go, hey, those letters you've been getting, I must admit, It was me.
I don't know. I don't know how if I have rationally thought it through.
Yeah.
Because if I did, I probably would have said, "She's a 9. You have a Chinese bowl haircut," which I did. I had a bowl haircut. I looked Asian because I had cowlicks, so I couldn't do anything with my hair. My hair would be wet, and I would comb it straight forward over my forehead, and then bobby pin it so it would dry like that.
No.
Yes.
Stop.
I would bobby pin my hair. Oh my God. I was terrible.
You know,
you had a Mo haircut.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, but
I had a mongoloid.
I did. Of course I did.
We've known Jimmy for a really long time. I could so see you looking Asian now. Look at his eyes, just his eyes.
Yeah.
I think when he shaves his head, it throws off the whole Asian look a little bit.
Yeah. With that haircut, I really
I
did
think
look
you
Asian.
could pass for an Asian.
God, would that be funny?
And it just, because again, it was so embarrassing. I have high school pictures, which I think I've showed. They're online somewhere. They're horrendous. So that's what reality, I knew I would probably never get her.
How many letters did you write to her?
I don't know. I know there's another one, which I hope she has. She says she has them, which I just love her that she saved these, because I'm like, you have to let me have these. I will just, we'll have a good time, laugh.
Oh, yeah.
I told you the one I put, which is really embarrassing.
Oh, come on, Jimmy.
I signed it like so I kind of wanted her to know who I was, but I signed it like in Spanish. It was how do you say
complete douche?
Believe me, that would have been better. How do you say "speak of the devil" in Spanish? However you say that, that's how I signed it, because that was like a hint, because I was an Ozzy fan, and that was the name of his album that was out.
6 years of Spanish, and I can't come up with this.
Oh, my God.
6 years of Diablo.
Whatever it was, Diablo.
Right?
Should have been Tulo.
Oh.
Yeah.
In my
El
face.
Diablo.
Oh. Wow, that is really bad.
Is that awful?
And then she's got to figure it out. Who is that? Well, I think that might be Jim Norton.
If you want to know who I am, wear a certain colored scarf on one. Like,
I'll be wearing a pink carnation on the observatory of the Empire State Building.
and I feel bad for her, because like she probably was hoping it was like the captain of the football team.
Of course she was.
Who just had a 3rd grade education and expressed himself like a 4-year-old.
With his foot.
She's an ugly bitch. Except for you, you're pretty. Y-O-U-R. Make it possessive instead of plural. Or you are. Whatever you are. It's not plural. They suck. All right.
Estoy? Estoy? No,
Oh, I don't know, dude. I hopefully she has that embarrassing one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably got it all wrong and called her like something horrid in Spanish.
Probably said you'll soon meet the devil. You know, some kind of like a veiled death threat. And I didn't know it. and the feds have been hunting for me.
We can finally take a call from New Mexico. We finally need, I should say, New Mexico. Gilbert, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hi, Gilbert.
Love your show, man. What's up, Jimmy?
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, it's Hablando del Diablo. That's how you
I just don't remember. That's how you say "speak of the devil"?
Yes, sir. Yeah, Hablando del Diablo.
I just don't remember. But this is probably, whenever that album came out, I'm guessing 1984 or 83 that this was written.
That's weird. That's 25 years old, that letter?
25 years old.
That's so weird to get something from your past like that.
And I save everything. Like, I have notes. I had a crush on this girl, Sandy, in like, I think in 5th grade or 6th grade. I have notes that I wrote in 4th. Like, you know how, like, when you were a kid, you would write, like, a note to somebody that would come back to you? It would be almost like an instant message, but written on notes.
Yeah.
You'd write to her, she'd write back to you on the same piece of paper. I have one with this girl, Amy, who I was writing back and forth to.
Sure.
I saved everything.
You did?
Yeah, so it's kind of...
have it?
Everything I've saved.
Wow, I was one of those, just get rid of it. Rip it up, shred it.
Really?
Whatever. Yeah.
Ant loves his shredder.
I love my shredder.
And his relationships end, that's it. Everything gets shredded.
Yeah, I shredded a bunch of pictures and things like that. I just get rid of it. It's over, Johnny. I want no recollections. I don't want any pictures. I don't want anything. Gone. Gibby.
You don't even want the memory.
Goodbye.
But who really
letters, things like that, cards.
Yeah.
Come across like a birthday card or Valentine's Day card where it's like, now it's whatever is in that thing means nothing. So why the hell shouldn't I just get rid of it?
I save. It's hard at first. Like when I look back over stuff, like I found recently, because I did California Closet, so I'm cleaning out my closet. I just kept playing that Eminem song. It just worked. And I cleaned out my closet, and I found some...
How'd you do any work with Steve in there?
It's so creepy. Every time I open up, he's like, here, your hamper's getting full. Like,
no, don't push me out of here. Not quite yet.
I'm suspicious of Steve today.
Why?
We had a little blowout on Friday behind the scenes, and Monday he's got cookies for everybody. I don't trust him.
Uh-oh.
I tell you one thing.
I don't trust him, Jimmy. Don't eat them.
His chick made some cookies.
Yeah.
Everything his girl makes initially feels bizarre and then is delicious. Like at first, the texture. Because I put it in my mouth and I'm like, I'm eating a sock. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, it was deliciousness.
A wonderful
I already
sock.
had to, man. These are really... Dude, you got to have one.
No, thank you, Steve. No, thank you.
I'm not a cookie guy.
They're so good. But they're
I'm
puffy.
Cakey, not flaky.
But Jimmy has a theory that Steve's slowly poisoning us.
Oh, yeah.
With arsenic or something.
Yeah, he's humming. He's got he's singing just a spoonful of arsenic as he parades around in women's clothing, dumping poison into our cookies.
I'm just not that sinister, James. I'm just not. I would like to believe that I'm capable of such evil, but I can't. I just can't do it. This is actually a sweet gesture on my part.
Believe me, everything you bring in, I eat. So if you ever want to kill me, do it through sweets, because I'm a weak man.
They are delicious.
You did search out the cookies.
Yes, I did. I ran
You
right
heard
in.
a rumor there might be fresh cookies around the studio today, and you found them.
Oh, yeah. Every time there's sweets, Jim runs.
I only had 2, though.
All right, listen, we promised the Bridge Jumper audio.
Did we?
That we're supposed to play Friday, but Friday show too busy, so now we're here on Monday playing the audio for everybody.
How did it end?
I didn't finish my note.
Yeah.
Oh, the note never ended?
No. But almost. It's like a couple lines.
Oh.
After I said you were good looking, you were very
Like an
sweet.
idiot now.
Why? That's why I love you sounds like a closing line. Yeah. That's why.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
well, then you
was
said,
like
all right.
The
Okay.
closer.
That's why I love you. This will probably be my last letter to you, okay, until I decide to tell you who I am or call. Maybe I'll surprise you one of these days. I'll see you in school. Don't get suspicious if a friend you haven't talked to in a while says hello.
Oh, my God.
I love you, Dash.
That is a creepy ending. I'm sorry, Jim.
I know,
That's
you're right.
A little ominous and creepy and too mysterious, but not in a sexy, I want to know way. That's in a I'm looking over my shoulder every day of my life now kind of way.
I didn't know.
No, you didn't.
Maybe a fire at the entrance to your home will straighten you out. I really
Maybe
was.
a dead parent.
I didn't mean it to be ominous.
Damn.
I was not dangerous at all. I was
I
was
your
just a
letters
nerd.
really come off nasty.
Yeah, me and my stupid thick glasses.
And since the middle of the letter had this little jump out of nowhere, this out of context hatred towards some girl.
Yeah.
It makes the rest of it even like creepier.
And it's just for no reason. It's a nice love note. Then all of a sudden it's, do you know who? I hate people who hang socks. There's no reason for that switch.
Jim, did your heart just pound when you thought of her and hoping that maybe this would work out?
Dude,
I was the worst feeling
Now-
in high school. These unobtainable chicks that you really thought, well, I'm still
I
going
called
to give
them
it
the
a shot.
C-word.
The C's?
Oh, the C's.
Yeah.
I was just so angry that I couldn't get these girls. It was just, there was this red-headed cheerleader girl that was at my school, and there just wasn't a chance. Take
solace in the
Godfather. I can't get the girl. I'll never get this girl. I'm a Godfather.
Take solace in the fact that she's pushing 50 and you're banging 20-year-olds.
You can act like a man. What's the matter with you?
I'm sorry, Godfather. Yeah, my brother sent me
a picture of her.
A picture. Yeah, of a certain girl
that you used to love.
That I actually went out with.
Okay.
But she was pretty young at the time, and well, I was too.
Was she 25 now?
I believe she was probably 14 when I was 17.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it was great. No, it was all right. But I saw a picture and just went like, oh my dear sweet Jesus, what happened? What happened?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
she looks like an old lesbian.
Really?
Yeah, she might actually be.
You never know.
I don't know. Really, what the hell happened?
The unobtainable girls from high school.
Yeah, that's why you want to see them at one
I used
of
to follow one of them.
Reunions or something.
I used to follow one home. I told the story many times.
Yeah.
And I wanted to just talk to her and see if I had a chance. And my heart would just... And I wouldn't I would follow way behind her, and we walked the same way home, so it's not that creepy, but it kind of is because I waited. I knew when she started her walk home, and that's when I would just happen to start my walk home, and then I'd be behind her, and I would kind of speed up, like, okay, this is the day I'm going to do it, and then and then I'd have to back off, like, oh my God, the anxiety would take over. And
did her father hit you with his car, and then they brought you inside? And, you were knocked out for a short time, but you woke up, and wow,
I'm there finally. But never talked to her though. That's the end of the story.
No.
I just couldn't do it. The anxiety and the pounding of the heart, just like, oh my God, I'm so out. What it was I was so out of my league, and I finally realized that. Backed off one day, and then moved on to other things. I never followed her again. And never attempted to try to, talk to her.
That's how it happens. It was a girl I was completely infatuated in love with as a kid, and they were bringing other classrooms through to show off our little projects, and my project was like 1600s America, so I had like a little scene made out on my desk, and they brought the other classes through, and here came the girl that I was in love with, and she looked at my little project, and then looked at me and smiled. And I smiled at her, and then she just walked off to the next project, and that was our complete relationship.
Sure,
that was a relationship in a split second.
Yeah, I got you.
And that was all I had to go with. I was like, and then I'm like, she smiled. Should I say something? Should I do that? But never again did I even smile or talk to her or anything. It was just over.
But that's the stuff that makes you a funny guy. It's like those tortured, awful, unattainable women make you. Like, that's why you're funny. It's like because you want to make the class. It's like that's the need.
Yep.
Very rarely have I met some, but the guys who got all the chicks and that they loved them, they didn't need to be funny. So that's why most of the class clowns were just zilches.
Yeah, nothing as far as personality goes. How did you get that letter to her secretively?
I don't remember. I know some. She reminded me too. She's like, "Yeah, you would leave something on my." I don't know how many I wrote. I might have wrote 4 or 5. I just don't remember.
100.
Yeah, exactly.
400 or 500.
Yes, in the blood of a missing person. No, but me and my buddy would walk. My buddy Frank would walk to her apartment, and she lived. I don't remember her house. Actually, she had a house. I don't remember exactly where. She probably lived maybe a mile from me, but back then that was a long walk.
Yeah,
and I would carry my boombox. And me and my buddy would listen to a live Ozzy concert. I was such a dork.
I wish it was a boombox from that movie Bad Boys.
So I would be dancing like Viking, and all of a sudden my ears would get blown out, and then Horowitz would go, "Leave my chick alone."
Wow.
And some I think I would leave in her locker. I don't remember.
Slide it through that little vent.
Yeah, I'm sure that's pretty much what you did.
But girls save stuff. I mean, that's what girls do. They're savers much more than we are.
Yeah.
So that's why she probably had it, because girls get love notes. Yeah, back in high school, it's still nice somebody writes you a note. It's nothing mean.
So you can find out who it is.
Oh, please. I would love to see her top 10 list of disappointments in her life. 1 through 3 would probably be deaths. 4 would probably be the realization of who was writing these notes.
I'll bring in some love letters. You got any?
You got some? I
got
don't
some.
Have any.
I got some in an old trunk at my mom's house from my my girlfriend when we were freshmen in college.
Oh, dude, you have to.
And I was like 18 or 19, thinking I was going to get married, and I didn't even.
Oh my God!
I didn't even know what. I really didn't know what love was still at 18 or 19. I remember thinking, oh, I guess we're going to get married. 20 some odd years later, I'm finally doing it.
Yeah. Boy, you really thought that one over.
I think that was the only other time in my life I thought I would actually marry someone, but. Thinking that at 18 or 19 is just completely ridiculous because you don't know who you are still. Right. You don't know what love really is. Yeah. And obviously we didn't do it, but I got a whole stack of love letters with a perfume and a little ribbon. Oh, I'll bring those in. That'll be fun to read.
Sounds romantic.
No kidding.
I don't have any. I threw them all out.
You're not even one, Dear Eva? I don't know. It's like weird how.
Please, I'll be gone for a while. Please walk Blondie.
Blondie is the dog.
Of course.
Isn't it weird how your time? Hi, David.
Oh,
how your time is so I haven't seen this person. I graduated or got out of high school when I was 18. It wasn't a graduation. Yeah. So I'm 40 now. It was over half a lifetime ago. It's so weird.
Yeah.
How many, at that last moment you see somebody who you got a crush on. Can you imagine if somebody walked up to you and said, "Take a look at this person. You won't see them again for 22 years."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really odd.
Bizarre, right?
Would you have like freaked out at the time, been like, "Why?
I think
What?"
I think I was over by the time I was a senior, but it was an incomprehensible amount of time.
Yeah.
Like if there's a girl I like right now, and somebody said you won't see them until you're 65, I'll be like, wow.
Some people I'd be like, cool.
Yeah, some people I'd be like, that's too soon.
Steve from Bayshore, did Anthony burn all of Richard's Valentines?
Richard never sent me Valentines.
Well, Steve's asked.
He just offered favors in a treehouse.
He just had a heart on. He didn't send one for heart.
Of course. A heart.
Got it. Anyway, let's take a break. We got the Kevin Hines audio we'll play after the break. The bridge jumper that survived. Jumper off the Golden Gate Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do that next, finally. Opie and Anthony. You're insane. That's insane. It's the Opie and Anthony show. Wow, Jimmy's love letters brought up a lot of stuff here.
Right, we live dangerous.
Yup. Learning that these two live very dangerous. Lee.
Nah.
And Anthony was reminding me of something.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you were talking about how, it's pretty much only the second time you've thought of marriage, and this time it's for real.
Right.
But there was a time before, and you mentioned that it wasn't the ex that you were with when we hooked up for radio.
Yeah, a bunch of radio listeners, remember her.
Yeah.
But the only other time I thought of marriage was when I was 18 years old. Maybe 19, actually, I think.
Oh.
And I was going out with this girl from Utica, New York.
Utica.
And we had this relationship going, and I'm thinking, all right, this is it. I'm going to get married.
Wow.
And I didn't know about, I was still learning about myself, still learning about love in general. And I can't even imagine that I would have went through with this. I would have been divorced easily. Easily, I would have been divorced.
It's been a disaster. And then you had your ex that, like I said, was with you when we hooked up for radio.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of speculation by a lot of people as to whether you two were going to get engaged, get married.
Right.
And I knew that was never going to happen when in lieu of an engagement ring, which you can get an engagement ring and never set a date.
Right.
You can do that.
That holds them off. Sometimes that could hold them off for years.
It can hold them off for years.
And then you can take it back and go, you know what, I've changed my mind. So there's really no pressure when you buy the engagement ring.
It actually takes pressure off because you actually made a step.
Right.
You got him the engagement ring. But setting a date now is a thing where you're just like, hey, I got this going on, I got this going on, whatever.
You can always say, like, well,
hey, we're engaged.
When the career is doing a little better, or after we buy our house.
You're my fiancé.
Right. It really takes the pressure off.
Yeah.
It's an easy move, by the way, to the guys out there. It calms them the F down.
Yeah. But I knew there was a problem when, in lieu of that, you bought her a car. And she thought she was getting the engagement ring, and so did a lot of other people.
Well,
and you bought her the car,
and she wore it on her hand.
You know what the beauty is? I didn't even buy her the car. I leased her a car.
You leased her a car.
So you're gonna have to give it back eventually.
Here it is. Oh God, you leased it.
Here's your temporary gift.
Right. Here's your 3-year gift or whatever. Yeah, that's true. Because, you start feeling the pressure from everybody. I'm like, I knew the whole time there was something that just wasn't right.
Yeah.
So, like, just to hold that crap off, I would buy, like, gifts that were more and more impressive. And then I was running out of gifts. And then it was like, oh, well, now, obviously, we have to end this.
Got to go for the car.
Because I don't know I can't buy her a jet.
Yeah.
What do you buy her after a car to hold her off?
Yeah, that's...
You're right, though. Because then there's the excitement, like, oh, I got a car, and then they forget about the
marriage thing.
Yeah,
It was always around the holidays, too, where it was just like, here it is, what's it going to be? Is it going to be the ring? Like, there was more pressure on you from other people.
Right.
To get that ring for, like, Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And then Christmas.
Yeah.
And then her birthday.
Yeah.
There were all these things where it was like, oh, is it going to be this? Is going to be... And
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No. Because Dummy would ask me,
Oh, you're...
my dummy.
Yeah.
She would ask
Your
me.
dummy would ask my old dummy?
Yeah. And then she'd ask me, what's going on? Do you think Greg is going to get her a ring? I go, first of all, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's none of my business.
Well, she was doing
and shut up.
Yeah.
Some recon.
She was doing recon she was doing the recon. They worked together.
Yeah.
Poorly. Well, I'm going to admit something to the radio audience. Anthony knows this. But, but there was something about that. Oh, this is the beauty of me. I don't even buy the actual car and put a ribbon on it.
Yeah.
I put a little like toy car in a box. I go, see, this is what. Well, now that I think about it, maybe the box looked a little too much like it could have been.
You
something
probably
else.
really teased her. Oh, this is a special moment.
And then she opens it up, and there's the big gift, a little toy car. I'm like, no, see, we're gonna trade that in for like a car.
Ooh.
But yeah, because you said they work together.
Yeah.
And this is something I had to talk to Anthony about finally. But I learned that my chick was driving Aunt's ex-wife to the lawyer's office, putting me in a horrendous position.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she didn't drive.
Yeah.
And
I would have screaming matches at the time, like, what the F are you doing? Yeah. Stay the F out of this.
She got into an accident. She was driving a car, I think 20 feet, and she hit a tree and decided at that point she didn't want to get her license. So
but that was like
everyone then had the burden of having to drive her everywhere.
That was at 17 years old, something like that?
It was like at 17. I can't even count the things I hit from the time I got behind the wheel till 17.
Yeah.
I hit, and everything I hit, I just wanted to drive more.
Yeah.
Trees, cars, I didn't care.
Yeah.
I ran my pickup truck through a garage once because I was pissed at the landlord for raising our rent, and we had to leave. Like, my mom was all bummed. It was a house we'd been in for so long. And because we were in houses like for a year. Mm-hmm. And then Dad would come by and go, oops, got laid off again. Dad never got fired. He always got laid off.
Yeah.
It was always a cutback at the, the place that puts candy in vending machines.
Yeah.
So it was always a layoff, never a firing for maybe paying for everything we owned in quarters.
Not only a layoff.
Gee, Dad, I could put this together.
Not only a layoff, you guys had to move within 24 hours. That was a little strange.
Yeah, it was always like it was fleeing in the night.
It's kind of like when your sports team leaves your city, but they do it in the middle of the night when no one's looking. That's how Anthony
That's
had
what it
moved.
was. That was our move. So then when he finally went out to California, my mom was really, in charge. We had lived in a place right there in Huntington where I remember most of my growing up because that was kind of happy and nice and no arguing. And we were there for a while. I was able to make friends and stuff like that. So then the landlord raised the rent, and it got to the point where we couldn't stay there anymore. And I was really bumming because, get attached to things, house like that. We weren't moving far, but I wanted to stay there. So this guy had pretty much built this big garage where he stored all of his air conditioning and heating stuff because he owned a company that did that. So I took my pickup truck and just in reverse went full blast as fast as I could and backed right into the support beam between the two big garage doors, thinking like I would just bash the doors in. The whole roof caved in into the bed of my truck, and I drove away with pretty much the roof in the back of my truck, where I had to zig and zag till it flew off in the road.
What a jerk.
Oh, I was just an
What a
ass.
jerk. I love it, though.
Of course, I was hammered and with a friend in the car, so we were laughing. And then we went to Jack in the Box and threw the breakfast jacks at the window of the Jack in the Box because you did that.
So your point, your point is, we've all done crazy stuff, but it doesn't scare you from driving.
No,
you get
burden.
But anyway, yeah. What do you think of that? Hell of a position to put me in. I'm like, what are you doing driving her to the lawyer's office that is trying to screw him over?
She was probably taking notes.
Well,
what can I do? Maybe if he dumps me,
I wouldn't be
we're
surprised.
not married, but
wouldn't be surprised. That's a hell of a conversation to have with your radio guy that you've been with for a long time. I don't know how to tell you this, Ant, but my ex was driving your ex-wife to the lawyer's office because she needed a ride.
Good.
And
I told her to take a goddamn bus or a cab. Yeah,
you can't. You got to be loyal to the guy you're with at that point. I know friendship's important, but you got to be loyal to your guy, your working partners.
That was a smack in your face.
Way in my face. I know.
Smack in your face. Not that I ever.
But I took care of that 5 years later.
Yes.
Because that's the type of guy I am. Hanging there right to the last moment, right?
I never would have held it against you that she did that. Like that to me wouldn't even have.
It was a horrendous position for me to be in.
Yeah. It puts you in puts you in an awkward position.
Horrendous.
I mean, you're friends, and here you are. I mean, not
right.
He's getting killed for 10 years now.
Yeah.
But it's not like you did it, but it's still awkward.
And there's some kind of assistance going
Yeah.
on, even if it is a drive. And I know there was moral support and
all that.
little sit and beep, 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 back and forth to each other and things like that. So, but that's all wrapping up real soon. Real soon.
For you?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Nice.
once that albatross is off my back.
Right to
Wow.
Obama's tax plan.
Yes, where I will still be paying the same amount in taxes now.
Yeah, no kidding.
To go to other burdens.
Yeah, but I knew then the relationship was done, and I took care of it 5 years later. So that's good.
I was pressured
because I'm not an enabler or anything.
Are you?
Boy,
an enabler?
I wonder where I
for
learned that
years.
from. My dad and my mom. I don't know.
Just stay in
I
bad situations.
I had some good teachers for that one, huh?
For years. Well,
I only realized that. Honestly, I only realized that I was an enabler for a lot of my life. Only maybe 5 years ago, I finally put it all together. I'm like, oh, that's why I do this. I get it now. I work on myself, Jimmy, more than you realize.
Therapy. I think I've never said
more than you realize.
Therapy.
More than you realize.
But no, it's good. He Opie's very examines a lot of the stuff that goes on in his life. It's like therapy. I mean, I think there's other things therapy that you could probably do that are just helpful because it helps me
more than I do what I do. I'm learning about myself. My girl has really brought out a lot of good stuff in me.
Yeah,
and taught me a lot about my past. Yeah,
Cool.
absolutely.
Sooner or later, you'll bring that into us.
I've changed. You know that.
I'm just kidding.
It's fun for the radio, but I've become a different person the last 4 or 5 years.
I've learned a lot over the past few years about relationships and things, and myself, and how I keep dumping myself into similar situations for some stupid reason. I just have this need, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
So, but then of late, I've realized, hey, I don't think that's what I want. So,
a relationship.
Yeah,
or the same relationship.
Like that, not the same relationship. That's the problem.
Right.
I was getting into the same effing relationships every time, and they would go on forever, and I'd be miserable. And then there was a relationship I had over the summer where I was being pressured.
Wait, you went out with someone?
Yeah, you might remember over the
summer romance?
the beginning of the summer, for the most part of the summer, early spring, perhaps, or late spring and early summer.
Yeah.
Where I'd heard from this girl, I want to be pregnant by December. That scared the bejesus out of me. This girl,
what?
She figured the biological clock was tick-tocking away. Her friends and family and things like that had children, and she wanted to have a baby.
But she was in her late 20s or something, right?
Early 30s.
Early 30s? Okay. That's not like the pressure's on yet, is it?
Sure it is.
Okay.
But you don't say that to a guy you're not dating for a long time.
Wait a minute.
No, you don't.
You don't.
When was that said to you? This is like earth-shattering news.
Date 2. It was very early in the...
was it really?
In the relationship, yeah.
On the way to the vet with the cat.
Yeah, the cat. Yeah, so I was just like, that immediately made me shudder.
She wanted to be pregnant by December.
Yes.
That's a couple weeks away.
Yes. It was frightening. And that was part of, everything else that kind of stacked up that made me go kind of, wow, this... So
as soon as you hear that, knowing you don't want kids,
yeah,
obviously you were having some of that safe, what, right?
Oh,
sex.
Oh no,
you're insane. You guys are insane.
Hey,
she wants to be pregnant by December, and you're taking that chance.
Hey,
let's
see what we're shooting here.
Oh my!
Excuse me. Let me step back.
Well, we've all learned from this radio show you're a good shot. When you go to the gun range.
Oh, when I go to the gun range.
You're a very good shot.
But over the years, I've been an awful shot as far as getting girls pregnant. Just doesn't happen. I don't know whether it's luck of the draw, timing.
Well, we did we had our stuff checked once.
Yeah, mine seemed fine.
You seemed like
lots of motility. Right. They were all moving around.
Yeah.
Nice little heads on them, pointy. Nice to bang right through that egg.
Yep.
I don't know. Just one of those things.
Maybe your sperm is dumb and it just doesn't travel well.
Maybe it's smart. Knows to make a Yui.
Oh, God, you know what? You're right.
Yeah. Anthony says, stay away from that thing.
And the sperm knows where it's going. Like, all right, I see air ahead. Feel free. But anything that resembles an egg, back up.
I see the ceiling.
You guys don't feel that anxiety? Like one of these girls might just turn around and do something?
Well, yeah, of course. There's always that.
Oh,
but
my God.
But it feels so good.
You gotta be selective. You know what I mean? But if someone's legs are wrapped around me, what am I gonna do? What am I, rude?
Wow.
Pat from Menaki, Ant's sperm. We going to Brooklyn? Maybe.
A quick reversal on the GW.
Yeah.
There's some spermicide behind an old toilet.
What bridge was that? I don't think
GW.
It was the GW?
Sure it was.
No.
Going to Jersey? Maybe. What other bridge would take you to Jersey?
Oh,
I'm going to challenge that.
Staten Island.
I'm going to challenge that.
The Gothels.
You guys are really good, but
Could have been the Gothels.
I'm putting in a challenge today. I'm writing it down. Challenge. What bridge was the bridge in The Godfather?
They met at
the
Louis.
U-turn?
No, because they went to the Bronx after. They met at Jack Dempsey's joint, wherever that was. I think that's in Manhattan.
They wound up going to Brooklyn, right?
Why couldn't it be like the
no,
Brooklyn
the Bronx.
Bridge or the Manhattan
Bronx.
Bridge?
The Bronx. Okay, so they were uptown anyway.
They went to Louis in the Bronx.
I think Jimmy's right then.
Yeah.
It's GW. Welcome to
I apologize for challenging you, but I definitely want to get the answer before I concede.
Although
I'm challenging this, I'm telling you.
It's weird. It almost looked like the Queensboro.
That's why I challenge it, because that's
and they were coming from Long Island. That's
Queensboro wouldn't say to New Jersey.
Was.
Queensboro would say to New York.
But
New York.
maybe
right, it said to New Jersey.
But maybe they used that bridge because it looks cool on film and just kind of like did a little trickery for everybody. They do that in films.
I don't know.
What bridge are they claiming they were on, and what bridge were they actually on? Is there any way we could find that?
That would be Michael Corleone going to the meeting in The Godfather in the car with McCluskey and the Turk.
Sure.
And then Lou, the driver, makes a move to get away from any people that might be following him and does a U-turn
on the
bridge that is going to Jersey.
Now, logically,
so what bridge would that be?
Logically, it should be the GWB.
Yes.
But I'm thinking that there was either some trickery or something else going on.
Nope, unless there was a bridge in the 40s that's no longer there, but I think they're all still there. That's the GW. Again, could you? I don't think the Verrazano was not built yet in the 40s.
Oh. Oh! This is perfect for everybody today. And this is okay.
What?
On the way to the meeting when Michael's going to kill Salazzo, the car made a U-turn on the George Washington Bridge. Jimmy was correct, which connects Manhattan to Jersey. But this is where I'm correct because they do the trickery because it looks better on film. However, the scene is shot on the Queensboro Bridge.
It was.
Which connects Manhattan to Queens. They look nothing alike. That's why I was confused.
All right.
The GWB is a suspension bridge. The Queensboro Bridge is, how do you say that word, Ed? Help me out.
Metal?
I'll just go.
Cantilever.
Cantilever Bridge?
Cantilever Bridge.
That was the problem you had with the ex-girlfriend. You cantilever.
Cantilever.
Puns.
But no, you know what? The metal on the bridge, that's the sound the Queensboro makes. GW doesn't have that much.
Used to make.
Not anymore?
No, they
And for the people out there, the Queensboro Bridge is the opening scene of the sitcom Taxi. And that bridge we drove in for, I don't know, a couple of years every day.
I hated that
when we were
bridge.
commuting from Long Island.
I had a rear-wheel drive car, and in the rain, you would always feel like you were going to slide off the bridge. It was terrible.
Dumb idea was that. We'll just put metal grating on the bridge and let them drive on it. Because metal and rubber really work well.
Why would they do that?
Because they're dumb.
Yeah.
Point.
All right, we got to get to this Kevin Hines audio.
Speaking of bridges.
Yep.
Good
Jumped off the
tie-in.
Golden Gate Bridge, and one of the few, maybe the only one to ever survive the plunge from the Golden Gate Bridge. Part of that movie, The Bridge, which is just very creepy.
Yeah, it is.
What's up, Jim?
Who is that? It's driving me nuts.
Who is that?
Oh, that's
black guy. He has a beard, but he normally doesn't.
No, he was go like that.
Ben
Vereen.
Vereen.
Okay. Ben Vereen would have.
And so I'm on a campaign from.
Okay,
we don't need.
I just didn't. I knew it was driving me nuts.
All right, quick break. Opie and Anthony. Snatch over there or what?
Oh God, I don't know what's going.
Horrid.
Yeah, someone on Pal Talk. I don't know if it's a video or somebody doing this, but Wow, just a nasty, nasty thing.
Yeah.
Where normally, if some attractive girl was doing this, everyone would be gathered around going, wow, check that out, how hot.
Sure.
This is just, it looks like Kennedy's head wound.
Yeah.
You know what reminds me of? The front of the face where the nose should be if the nose is removed.
Yes.
It's horrendous.
On the Wolfman.
Like a wolf skeleton face.
Let's say hi to Mark. Mark, what's going on?
How you doing?
Pretty good, Mark. What do you got today for the show?
Lady in Red.
Lady in Red.
Lady in Red.
Mm-hmm.
That was a...
What do you think?
Little movie?
What do you think your chances are, Mark?
Real good.
And what was the question?
Question was, what's the movie that you can't put down?
That what?
That you can't walk away from?
Can't walk away from.
That's right. Where are you calling from?
St. James.
St. James. What show are you listening to?
Out there on Long Island.
106.1.
That's right.
Yeah.
What are the call letters?
Show.
You got me.
You don't know the call letters?
Hell no.
Do you know the name of the show?
No.
You're
what
just
a
calling
devil.
for a prize, you. We know about that. It's WBLI.
Are you a prize whore?
I'm on a prize. I haven't got too many, so I guess not.
Oh.
Why are you tuning in this channel?
I'm sorry, what?
Why are you tuning in this station?
Why? Because I like the commentary.
Yeah.
But you don't know who's doing the commentary.
Doesn't matter.
What are the names of the people?
Interesting was good.
What are the names?
You got Drew. You got Drew, and I don't know. There's 2 or 3 others in there.
Ted.
Oh, gosh. How do you not know?
When they're in commercial, who do you listen to?
It's what? During the commercials, I don't even bother switching back and forth.
That's what we want to hear.
You love our show so much that you just listen through the commercials.
There you go.
But you don't know our names.
No, don't know your names.
Well, that sucks.
He's the casual listener, but what now you're saying Lady in Red.
Yeah.
That's a movie you wouldn't walk away from.
No.
Now, why is that?
It's got a lot of. I'm married 36 years, so it's got a lot of romantic aspects to it. It's got a good storyline to it.
Married 6 years, huh? Wow.
Illegally, obviously.
36. No, you dropped 30 years.
36 years.
36 years you've been married, sir?
Yeah.
Wow. How do you do it?
Easily.
What do you attribute the success of your marriage to?
Communication.
Is that it? Is it communicating with the wife? Because that is so important. I understand. It's so important to communicate
How
with
many years are you married?
Oh, wow.
I'm married 15 years, and it has its ups and downs. I do understand that. And if she gets a little lippy, sometimes you gotta pop a bitch. You know what I mean, Mark? I'm joking, of course, and I would never advocate any violence towards women.
I would.
No. That's a joke in poor taste, Mark, and I want to apologize to our female listeners out there, of which we have so many.
So many.
So what do you think, that movie, because it's so romantic that you'd never walk away? Yeah.
It's just got a good storyline to it.
Good
It's got a lot
story.
of aspects to it, business-wise, as well as the marriage end of it, where she goes.
Mark.
Absolutely.
Mark, you sound like a beaten man. What movie would you like to watch instead of Lady in Red?
I tell you what, if that's my choice, that's my choice. Somebody makes me watch.
Okay. God, see, he's the guy that wears the pants of the family. I'm more of a Schindler's List kind of guy. Laughs, crying, a little bit of everything.
Titillation.
Sure.
Mark?
Yeah.
How you doing, Mark? What's the lovely woman's name?
Rob.
Robin?
Rob.
What?
What's
Who?
it?
Ralph?
Another movie.
Mark, we're losing you.
Mark.
I'm here.
Mark, give us another movie that you like, because I don't really have a good bearing on what you like based on just that movie.
Like if you had a no walk away weekend, bunch of movies you couldn't walk away from, what would be a couple of them?
Godfather.
Oh yeah.
Oh well, of
Well,
course.
yeah,
sure. Well, yeah, it's in the man's handbook.
We're going to be doing a little Godfather trivia a little later, so you might want to get in on that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something about a bridge.
And what are we giving away, Mark?
What are you looking to win, Mark?
What do you got?
Well, we do have a couple of prize packages.
We have the Peterson boat hat.
Yes.
The Peterson boat hat?
Yes. It's the it says the SS Lacey, and it's a hat, and it's got like a little bill on it, and a funny little propeller with an anchor.
Yes.
Sounds like something I kind of have, huh?
I think you'd like it.
Mark, do you hate the gays like we do?
Do I what?
Do you hate the gays like we do?
Yeah. I didn't know you did.
Oh, I can't stand them. My God. We work with one.
So
then you can't hate them, can you?
some of the secrets. What's your biggest secret, Mark? What's your biggest secret that only you know, that maybe now you'd like to share with some people?
Yeah, I don't think I'd want them.
Well, come on. No one really knows who you are. They just know your first name and that you listen to garbage radio. But what is your... Give us a little secret. We're doing confessions here on BLI.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lost them on that one.
Wrong number, that was.
Yeah.
That one didn't know that.
What a douche.
What a tool.
He listens to a show because he likes them, but he doesn't know
I don't know the name. I don't know nothing.
That's what happens in this dumb business. People don't even know what they're listening to. Kevin Hines. Let's revisit this from Friday. By the way, all weekend long, it's a mystery. It was going through my head like I told you it would. You know, the suicide girl, and they call you, and everything's a mystery.
Oh, yes. I don't know.
Because they're seeking attention.
I was listening to the replay of that and getting some chuckles.
Yeah.
Good chuckles from that one.
Yeah, you know, someone calls you up, a friend or a family member, and they
took some pills.
They took pills. They don't know when. They don't know how many. They don't know what kind.
Just get here as fast as you can. I don't know. I took them, and I don't know when. It was a while ago or just a minute ago. How many? The whole bottle. All right. Well, was it a full prescription? Was it? It wasn't mine. I don't know. Just come over. I need you. Shut up. In the coffin.
So we were talking about suicide on Friday, and then we started mentioning this Golden Gate Bridge movie called The Bridge, where you see a lot of people jumping off the bridge. And the grand finale is the guy. He's kind of like a goth guy, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And he does a backwards swan dive. And that's the climax. Because every movie needs the big ending, right?
Yeah.
Even a documentary that is making light of people killing themselves need the big ending, I guess.
And big.
Boy, he ended big with that documentary. But one of the guys in the movie is this guy, Kevin Hines, and we got him on the phone. He jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge, and he survived. And a lot of people wonder what people are thinking as soon as they jump, like, holy crap, you know, why am I... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You never get to talk to those people because they're splatter. They're pizza on the sidewalk usually. But this guy survived, and you get a little insight on what he was thinking just before he jumped, what he's thinking as he's falling.
Oh.
And I remember this now, by the way. We had the director in studio, and the director was trying to cut off this interview. Like, no, watch the film. But I think we got enough out of him, right? All right, here's Kevin Hines.
What was going on in your life that drove you to that point?
Quite simply, I have a brain disease called bipolar disorder. My norepinephrine levels, my epinephrine levels, my serotonin levels were out of whack. I was hearing voices, seeing things telling me I had to die. I was in a great deal of emotional and physical pain because of my bipolar. And I subsequently walked onto the bridge, stood there for 40 minutes crying my eyes out, begging myself not to jump, while the bipolar was begging me to jump, and I jumped.
That's terrific. That's terrific.
That's just
You had to hit that.
What happened?
My hands
Bob, where are you?
are on the chair.
I've never ceased to...
What happened? Could be the worst timing ever.
Kevin.
So obviously it was beyond your control at that point.
It was absolutely beyond my control.
Sit down, Bob. It's not that bad.
I appreciate the laughter from the other gentleman, but yeah, it was beyond my control.
So that's why he jumped.
Yeah. Well, he had some mental problems.
And now we get to learn what it's like to actually go through with it and jump. because he survived.
Not many people know what that experience is like, and I'm sure it stands out in your mind as something that had happened to you. So, if you could walk people through, what is that like from the moment you actually decide?
When someone wants to commit suicide, it is the worst day of their life entirely, because they look at their life, whether their life was good or bad. They see the people they've loved in their entire life, and then they can't see anything but death. And all they want to do is die, and it's not their fault. They know not what they do. These are mentally ill people who have to die because of voices in their head, who have to die because their medications are off, who have to die because they are so sick mentally that they can't focus on reality. Some of these people are in such a distorted reality that they believe people are following them out to get them. The paranoia levels are huge. It's just plain scary. Imagine falling 220 feet at 75 miles an hour and thinking that's it, I'm going to die, it's over. And it's only 4 seconds. You can imagine how traumatic that might be, and then your body is basically just dismantled.
You think that's a long 4 seconds? We're back live here.
Yeah.
That's got to be an eternity, that 4 seconds.
A lot of time to think.
Oh, you're
things
talking
over.
now? Well, you said we're back live here.
Yeah.
I still
We're
thought I
actually
didn't
live.
see Opie's mouth moving.
Today, November 10th.
Okay. I'm like,
2008.
I had a moment of, are we listening to the show, listening to a... Wow, that was weird.
That's why we try to say we're back live, because out there they get confused sometimes.
But that could be on a recording, too, when we say we're back live.
Yeah, we're playing audio from at least 2 years ago, maybe longer. I don't know.
That's a 22-story building.
Yeah.
It averages 10 feet of floor. It's a 22-story building.
And he said he's falling 75 miles an hour, something like that, up to? Wow. You think he watches his calories these days? Or you think he just eats whatever the hell he wants, this guy?
Oh.
Why?
Well,
Just like
You
gave up.
survived a fall from the Golden Gate Bridge. I think you're going through life like it's nothing.
Nothing.
This is easy
Do
now.
what you want.
Do what you want.
Newfound freedom.
Sure.
Yeah.
You don't practice safe sex like Anthony.
What?
You're insane.
Didn't say that.
You're insane.
So we're on the 13th floor right now.
Right. Would you jump, Jimmy?
No. I mean, when you look out, picture 9 more floors. It's horrifying.
Or would you jump into something that you know you would survive?
Yeah, if it was 200 feet of cotton, and I was falling 20 feet, then go poof. Yes.
What would it take for you to jump from 20 stories if you knew you would survive at the end of it? Guaranteed. Guaranteed you're going to survive. Could you still jump?
Parachute.
No kidding. No, you'd have to fall 75 miles an hour into something very fluffy. Would you be able to do that even though you knew you would definitely survive?
No, it's too
Yeah,
far.
there's no way I could.
25 or 30 feet maybe, but 220, you lose me by 190 feet.
Yeah. I was down in Wildwood and I did that, like, they pull you up on that swing thing and you feel like you're falling. I was horrified.
It's awful.
I was the biggest wimp.
I
Little
put
kids
yourself through that.
Little kids were doing it like it was nothing. You're up there, and they actually make you pull the cord to release you, and for like maybe a second to 2 seconds, you have the sensation that you're free falling. I was out of my mind scared.
The one ride, which I saw when I was in Cancun, is when they bring down there's 2 giant poles, and there's like an elastic in between the 2 poles.
That
forms into a V.
And you're in a seat?
They put you in a seat, and you're tied to the ground.
Yeah, they slingshot you straight up.
Slingshot you straight up, man.
Hell no. I seen that too.
Some G's.
No effing way. You did that?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was hosting a pilot that never got picked up. Me and actually with 2 other people, and Vanessa Milano or Manila, how you say her name, was one of the hosts.
Yeah.
And she went on it with this guy who kind of had a crush on this teenager.
I'm sure the mechanism was all checked out in Cancun. I'm sure they do a good job of
Excellent
making
job.
sure all the engineering
Sure.
is there, all the bolts are up to spec. And
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think Comedy Central is going to let us know any day now if our pilot was picked
Oh,
up.
cool.
Yeah, which is good.
Oh, sure.
Go F yourselves. How about a phone call, you jerks? We did a pilot, almost a year ago? And they're like, we'll let you know. They never let us know.
That's the way it works.
Bunch of jerks.
They let you know by not letting you know.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Remember the phone calls where, oh, you're great, and this, and blah, 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 and then nothing. How about a call going, well, guess what? We're not picking it up. No one's professional anymore.
Who cares?
All right, we got one more clip from, I know, but I was just reminded of that.
Yeah.
That's all. Kevin Hines, one last clip of this guy that survived falling from the Golden Gate Bridge.
As soon as you jumped, you realized you wanted to live, right?
Absolutely. The second I hit free fall. And some people say that's just ridiculous. Why did you just not jump? But you have to understand, I was so ill. I literally hearing voices that are not of my own conscience yelling at me to die. So if you don't know what that's like, get a headphone and have your guy record himself saying, "You must die," at a rate of speed that you can't imagine, at a decimal that you can't even fathom, and put your headphones on and see how long you can take it.
Yeah, it's like when Jimmy's here.
Yeah.
When Jimmy Norton is here. Yeah.
But I regretted it the second I hit free fall.
And this isn't in the movie, so we're safe with this as well. So you survived the jump, obviously. You're talking to us.
You ruined it.
As soon as you made it to the surface and realized, oh my God, I survived. I'm going to live. What was your first thought? Like, what was going through your head?
My first thought was, how the hell am I going to get out of this water?
It's cold.
It's freezing cold. I can't swim to my right. I can't swim to my left. There's 6 currents under that bridge at any given time, and they say unless you're a triathlete swimmer, you're not going anywhere.
That is unbelievable. So there you go, Kevin Hines.
So how did he finally get out? Like, obviously he swam to one of the pylons.
I guess rescue.
I'm sure they rescued him.
Boats.
Maybe there's a boat in the area. I don't know, because most of these guys jump and no one even knows they jumped. They have no clue.
The body will surface somewhere, right?
Yeah,
Wash
they usually
up
find them a few weeks later. Whatever. You're going out fishing with your little son, and next thing you know, you hook a dead body. That's gonna be fun for everybody.
You know, watch. Yeah.
I wonder if the voices stopped like right when he hit the water.
We were kidding on the way down.
Like, yeah, what are you doing, you idiot?
You ever hear voices?
Yeah, every day. My headphones.
I've never heard voices. But would you know if you heard voices? You know what I mean?
No, I think you're really gone at that point.
Like people out there actually hear voices in their head.
I've heard things like that are pretty weird.
In your head?
You don't know if they're in your head. You ever hear like a sound that isn't there or something? Sort of like a, hey. You ever hear like a, hey?
In your head?
Yeah.
No, come on.
No, yeah.
You're going nuts.
You're like, hey.
This is awesome.
Hey. Kill. No.
You've heard voices in your head. That's
I've heard
voices
what
in your
I
head.
thought was like a hey or something. It might happen when you're like just barely almost asleep kind of a thing.
Wow, they're trying to get your
like,
attention.
Hey.
This is nice.
What? Hey?
It's going to be a good month and a half here.
Yeah.
The voices are trying to get your attention, my friend.
They've been around for a while, though, those voices.
The Hays?
Yeah. The hey guys. It's just hey. They just go,
get Liddy on the phone.
Hey! Hey!
You hear hey?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No,
this could be the start of some
weird
insanity, my
Plus,
friend.
he's hearing talking horses.
Hey,
wait. So you're alone in your house, and all of a sudden, or trying to go to sleep, and you'll hear a hey.
Yeah, and it kind of shakes you
in your head.
Yeah, it's got to be in my head. It's not in the house. It's got to be like a hey. But I think it's one of those
Doesn't
like
that freak
sleep
you out?
things. I think it's more of a sleep thing than a crazy, insane hearing voices things. Because in the middle of the day, I don't hear a hey.
You ever yell what?
No, I never answer back.
Does it
If
creep you out, though?
you're like, no, because I'm like on the brink of sleep. You're in that thing where maybe you kick sometimes. You ever wake up and
yes,
kick?
yes.
And sometimes I hear like, hey! And I'll wake up like, what the hell was this?
Yeah, I've had that stuff dozing off. Yes, yeah.
More of a sleep thing.
Yeah, when you're starting to go under.
Or there was a time where for a while, and knock wood, and I hope it doesn't come back because it was the most annoying goddamn thing. I'd be right on the brink of sleep and hear in my ears this, like right at the brink of going to sleep, and it would wake me up. I'm like, God, I just want to go to sleep. And then right when you start going to sleep, you ever get that?
Many, many times.
Oh, is that annoying?
You got to switch positions. What stops that is you have to.
I was sleeping on a lathe.
I know that's funny, but what is a lathe?
Oh, it's you spin wooden wheels on and things. A woodworking machine.
I knew it was something a man would know. No, it's like.
It's so annoying.
And it's a vibrating in your head.
Yes.
You have to sit up or just turn around, switch position.
Yeah, you can't.
And that will do it.
If you stay in the same position and try to go to sleep, it's going to happen again.
I don't mind
you
it sometimes.
You kind of wake yourself up and go, all right, I'm awake now. Thanks a lot. And then go back to sleep.
Do you think that's just nerve endings firing or something?
Yeah, it's some kind. I think
don't
it's
know.
stress.
Here's
Stuff like
the
that.
voice in your head.
Hey!
You got Brian Regan in your head.
Brian Regan's in my head.
Hey, you all right, man?
That bit's great. That's the dog bit.
Yeah.
I don't know that bit at all.
Oh,
where the dog is trying to get your attention.
Dogs barking in the middle of the night. When
Yeah.
they're just barking. It's
Yeah.
like, what are they saying to each other? It's just, hey, hey, hey. Rawr, 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 rawr.
Oh, that's right. That's yeah.
Yeah.
We got to get Lydia on the phone.
Why? I'm
'Cause
not
you hear,
crazy. I
you
swear.
hear, hey, that
It's
might
a
be the start of
hey.
something. When was the last time that happened?
A while ago, but I guess every so often you get like,
What is
hey.
that? Well, I have. Is it a hey in your voice?
Oh, no, it's in my head.
No, I know, but
you can almost hear it, like
but
it's a real hearing.
What does it sound like? Yourself or a guy?
No,
a
it just
girl,
sounds like
a
a
old
guy voice, like
old
a hey,
woman?
like a hey. Yeah.
I have an answer from Dr. Steve.
Oh,
all right.
He said those are called hypnagogic episodes. I may be saying that wrong.
Hypnagogic episodes?
Can he call our show?
Oh, Dr. Steve.
Yeah, Dr. Steve.
Call our show.
If you can call in.
Wait, which one? Not the hay. The other thing you guys were talking about? The poltergeist thing?
Yeah, and you got to wake up. It's a weird vibrating in your head.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a fierce, it's like a sound assault almost, or a
Yeah.
vibration assault.
Right.
Yeah.
We've talked about the paralysis thing. That
Yes.
scares the crap
Yeah.
out of everybody.
This is different. Yeah,
All of a
this-
sudden you're like, you can't move for a second or two.
And no, it wasn't just part of the message of, hey, can I suck your...
Yes, you hear a voice in your ear and whiskers on your neck.
There's no whiskers on that boy.
God, for once we need Lydia and she's not around. She's at work already, looks like.
Ah.
Call the effing show, you annoying voice bitch. I mean, you fine listener of ours?
We're hearing ghosts. I don't...
Ghosts?
Ghosts?
Yes. Yes, they come and they go, oh,
And what are they?
there goes. I told you. And they yell hey a lot. I don't know why they yell hey. Sometimes I'll sit up and I'll scream, what can I do you for? Hoping for a laugh.
Do you for?
And you might have another girl trapped in one of your closets. You
Oh,
might want to
damn it.
at least just check out the closets and
Hey,
make sure.
hey.
Right. You forgot about me, remember? Hey.
Hey.
Hey. All right, we're not going to find out what the hay thing's all about just yet.
Hypnagogic.
Well,
stunty.
I did Google hypnagogic episodes.
Yeah.
Right.
And it does say they're normal, and they also...
No, but hold on. I don't want to confuse this. There's two things going on here.
This isn't the hay.
Yeah, I
although
wanna-
it could be.
Maybe it's part of
Maybe it is.
All right.
Because it's usually in that same almost sleep
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, it's a mild form of hallucination, and it may be associated with drug or alcohol use and sleep deprivation.
All right.
2 for 2.
Now it's making complete sense.
All right.
Oh, sleep deprivation too, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, see?
I'm being reminded that you did talk to Jimmy's you-know-what once, too.
What?
I don't know how we could say this, but I can dump down.
Jimmy, no, Jimmy passed wind
Right.
During the show one day.
And you answered
it. was
it.
very close to the microphone, and I thought it was somebody saying something,
Yeah.
and I answered it.
Yeah, do we have that?
Because it sounded like a
All
word.
right, go find that
to
and make
me.
sure we can play it over here. But Anthony did try to...
I was talking to Jimmy's buttocks.
Yeah.
Yes, I cut a nice one and
Yeah.
stupid ghost. What?
Why? Because it went, hey.
Let's say hi to our friend Dr. Steve. Dr. Steve?
Hello, boys.
Hi, Steve.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Just dropping my kid off at school. Sorry it took me so long to call in.
That's
all right.
okay,
That's
sir.
all right.
What is this hypnagogic episode?
Well, there are two kinds of sleep problems that arise when you sleep, and one is when you're going to sleep, and that's this thing where you're just falling to sleep and someone kicks a soccer ball in your face and you jump, or you hear a weird voice out in the distance yelling at you and you startle awake, and that's called a hypnagogic episode.
Ah.
And then the other kind is when you're emerging from sleep, and those are the hypnopompic episodes, and those are usually, the sleep paralysis thing where people feel like they're being abducted by aliens and stuff.
I've never gotten those, but I have gotten the hypnagogic.
Oh, I've had the hypnopompic episodes. They're crazy because the motor part of your brain is shut down, but you're still dreaming, and you're totally awake, and you're paralyzed, and then all this dreaming is still going on, so you can hear things in the room, you can see things. I mean, it is so unbelievably real. The first time I ever had one, I had a giant eye floating next to me in the bed.
Wow.
And when it blinked,
I slept with a C for 9 years.
You didn't even want Dr. Steve to finish his sentence.
No.
You needed that one out immediately.
How lightning fast was that delivered?
What about this hay that Anthony's
Scary.
hearing?
Say it again?
What about the hay that Anthony's hearing?
That sounds like a hypnagogic episode where he's just falling into sleep. Sleeping is starting to induce little dream circuit in the brain kicks in, and you're not quite asleep yet, and then you hear these sort of really real auditory hallucinations, or you have that sort of jerk where, I always have something where I'm getting run over by a car or someone's kicking something at my face, and then you jerk awake real quick. And it's just, in medicine, we have to have a name for everything, so it's called a hypnagogic episode.
Hypnagogic.
Well, Anthony definitely pushes the sleep thing from time to time.
Yeah.
He definitely pushed that.
I like to, live life there. I don't like wasting time sleeping.
Not a boy. Sleeping for snips. I ain't slept in a week.
So a lot of times, maybe I am a little sleep deprived. So those hypnagogic things, they're kind of fun, though. I don't mind them once you realize what they are, except for that thing was really annoying because I would be tired and just want to go to sleep. And right when you're at the brink, that would wake you up.
Mm-hmm. Why does changing position help?
Well, just any kind of movement of the body just changes your sleep state a little bit. I mean, just wakes you up a little bit.
Wakes you up a little.
That's the only thing I can think of on that. I'm not sure absolutely why. With the hypnopompic episodes, if you're paralyzed, if you can finally, people who are suffering from these, and they're real common, one way to break the episode is to concentrate on looking at your own hand, and once you can control it, then you usually will wake up. But those are so real that all the literature about people being abducted by aliens. You listen, if you read what they say, the first thing they'll say is they woke up and they couldn't move their body, and then they look over and they see these grays or whatever carting them away, and it's so absolutely real that if you don't know what it is, it could be really terrifying.
You think a lot of people that think they've been abducted by aliens have had those?
They're absolutely describing hypnopompic episodes. Almost.
Dr. Steve, you just wrecked my buzz. I want to believe in aliens. Stop.
I do too.
Don't mess my
I absolutely do, but I've had the hypnopompic episodes, and just since I know what they are, I can kind of go with it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it's so I can't even describe how real it is. I mean, it's as real as your waking reality, and I can understand why people would misinterpret those. And you go back and all kinds of mystical experiences and stuff. Some of them are probably hypnopompic episodes, although I want to believe in aliens, too. I just want them to land in the White House lawn with the flying saucer.
Especially
There's no
next
question
year.
about it.
Maybe take somebody for a little trip. I would also have these things. I guess these can be confused with out-of-body experiences, but you're sleeping, and I wake up and have, like, anxiety, and then you look at your limbs, you look at your exterior, and it doesn't look like it's yours. Doesn't look like you're in your body.
That's cool.
Right.
You move your hands, and it's weird. You're kind of like, it doesn't feel like my arm belongs to me.
You're not attached.
Yeah. Very strange.
I remember being a kid. I remember being
having a stroke.
I remember being a kid that
great,
where I was walking around my house, and it felt so real, but I wasn't in my body. And I remember walking into the bathroom. Why don't you listen to yourself, Dr. Steve? That's wonderful.
Yeah.
You
Well,
are
I'm not
should
listening to
know.
myself.
But it felt so real that I was actually walking outside my body.
Really?
And to
Yeah.
this day, I still believe that somehow I left my body for, I don't know how long it was, maybe 5 minutes. And
I
actually
think all
walked
that-
into the bathroom.
I think they call that a dream, Opie. I don't know.
dream.
No, I understand what you're saying, but it just felt so real.
I had a fever hallucination when I was about 7 years old. I had a bad fever, and I had this hallucination that a train came through the living room because I was sleeping on the living room couch because I was real sick. and a train came through the living room, and it was. I remember it to this day. It was so vivid.
Really?
And I wasn't dreaming. I wasn't asleep. It was a fever-induced hallucination.
Yeah, I hate those.
Did you click your heels together to?
I had to get out of there. Now I would love to do something like that. Are you kidding?
You've had enough trains in your house.
Choo choo. Now, the opposite of sleep paralysis is sleepwalking.
Yeah. Those are people that get up
they're
there. That's
still
very dangerous.
asleep, but the motor part of their brain is turned back on. Whereas, the sleep paralysis, they're awake, but the motor part of their body is turned off.
How do they get around so easily and not just bump into things and there are people that sleepwalk that are just walking around like they are awake but they're not.
They're driving.
Yeah, driving.
Sleep drivers, that scares the hell out of me.
That actually happens?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, people will get in their car and start driving around and then wake up in, either another town or not in their bed.
God,
and it's just the human brain's an amazing thing, So
yes.
No other explanation for
Rock
it.
can't share in that amazement.
Poor Brock.
And you just think, what? See?
Yeah. Listen to the replay.
Right.
We missed the line.
Yeah, we got to take a break there, Dr. Steve.
All right, my friends.
When are you coming back to town?
It's probably going to be in the spring. My partner, P.A. John, and his wife are having a baby, and
Congrats.
so it's going to be in the spring.
All right. Well, looking forward to that. I always love the Dr. Steve shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
All right.
I'll see you out sweating.
Cool, man.
All right. Thanks. Yeah, he got the big invite.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Very excited.
Enough people said no, so I had to, send out a second wave of invites, and Dr. Steve was one of them. Congrats.
Happy to step in.
All right, bro. Thank you.
All right.
Dr. Steve, everyone. We're going to take a quick break. Continue. Opie and Anthony. You're checking out the Opie and Anthony show. Got just a few minutes left here before we move on to the other joint. The other joint. I think we covered most of the stuff anyway. Yeah. I see Obama already has to apologize, and we heard the
welcome.
We heard the remark, and it's no big deal. Why does everyone have to apologize in this day and age? I don't get it.
I wonder if he had to because Ronald just died.
He didn't just die.
I mean, within the last
been a while now.
couple of years.
Yes.
Might have been seen as like a thing of her talking to her husband. Maybe that's why. I don't know why.
Well, Obama makes comments about Nancy Reagan. Barely. And he had to apologize for this. We got the actual thing he said. Okay. And here it is.
In terms of speaking to former presidents, I've spoken to all of them that are living. Obviously, President Clinton. I didn't want to get into a Nancy Reagan thing about, doing any seances.
It was just...
That was kind of just off the cuff.
Yeah, why would you have to apologize for that? Why?
I guess because she's, in the hospital with a broken hip or something, isn't she?
She's fine.
What?
That's because he said...
I don't think she's still in the hospital.
No?
I don't think so.
The elderly really hold up with those broken hips, don't they?
Because he said, I've talked to presidents, living,
right.
Nancy Reagan, because Ronald was her husband and he's dead. It was probably just the order. It just sounded like he was saying what he wasn't saying.
I never even thought of that because I know she was the one with the seances and the speaking to ex-first ladies and things like that in the White House. So I took it in that fashion and not in the, hey, your husband's dead.
Right.
I won't be talking to him kind of a thing.
Maybe that's just why
Maybe weird.
I don't think he meant it like that, but maybe he said it sounded like that, so I fixed it.
Whatever. Yeah, you apologize to old people. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, what's the difference? They forget anyway.
You don't even mean it.
You just got to stop apologizing out there.
Sorry your head is so
All of
long.
us.
Apologize. You have a horse skull on a midget body.
Oh.
Apologize.
It's shaped awfully.
Yes, nice bouffon, you little anorexic. Tough target, huh? Nancy Reagan.
Yeah.
What's wrong with me?
Really going for it.
Brave.
Oh.
Hey, Silverton, Oregon. Who gives a crap, right?
What?
Exactly. Who cares?
Donde está?
Well, they elected the first transgender mayor.
Oh, good.
What's
for them.
transgender, Jimmy? You're dressing like a girl, but
About
you're still
250.
officially a guy?
I apologize. I should probably wait till the whole question is asked.
Yeah.
Nice.
Tranny is it's a woman with big breasts, and she just happens to have a penis. But
I don't think that's transgender.
That's why I'm asking. I don't think so either.
Transgender is they completely changed.
Oh,
right?
really?
Operation and everything.
No, I think transsexual and transgender are the same thing. I could be wrong, but just one is a more politically transgendered is the more medical term, because pre-op and post-op means they've changed.
What do you call the fruits that just walk around in women's clothing, but they still have everything and they haven't taken the hormones?
Executive producers.
I was just
I know you are.
with executive. I had the E sound.
Did you really?
Yes. I love it.
What's it so funny, clunking heads going for a line?
It's always about Steve.
Of course it is. It's either gay or about cancer, and if not, if it's a political point, we're both just looking at it like two idiots staring at a flower.
Ew, look at this guy. Can we get these pictures up on O&A radio?
Sure.
Look at this guy thing. What?
How awful.
What is this? Well, we got the story.
America wanted change. This is what the town of Silverton got.
And it may not always be skirt and heels. I get to be a girl. I can wear whatever I want.
As far as anyone knows, Stu Rasmussen is the first openly transgender mayor ever elected in this country. He's been mayor here before, just not with the breast implants he has now.
You kind of go, there's something a little weird here, but you get down to the basic issues, and I'm still the same person that represented them years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Just comes in a different package now.
You know what? I understand in the year 2008 we got to accept a lot of things. I'm not ready to accept this one.
No?
Stop. It's
Well,
creepy.
He's the president-elect, and there's nothing you're going to do about it. Oh, see, I thought.
I understand we got to be a little more welcoming, but this is creepy.
It's a little odd.
This one's creepy.
Yeah.
Right?
It's not even passable.
It is.
It's a politician now going to work with
Yeah, I'm wearing a
breast
dress and I
implants?
got breast implants, and I'm going to represent you.
I don't want to accept this. I'm sorry.
No.
I will say, though, if a mayor ran here with breast implants and said, I'm going to undo all the stupid traffic crap that stupid Bloomberg has done, I'd vote for it in a second.
Yeah, I know.
Well, this mayor, we're a national show, but we'll let everyone, we'll make everyone relate here or whatever. He wants to charge people 5 cents for plastic bags. Yep. What is
Plastic
he doing?
bags.
He's
Now,
a billionaire
plastic-
who's out of touch.
Find the money
plastic
somewhere else.
Bag tax. Just tax us on everything. Just tax.
He's a douche, and he's the one that was against Giuliani running for a third term after 9/11.
Oh, yeah.
And extending, because we have to have a transfer of power and judicial. And yet now that he's been in, he does a little billionaire with his own radio network. Doesn't want to go away.
And
He's
he
got his own
that
building
thing-
in New York. That's how rich
He got
the guy
that
is.
thing through without a public vote either.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
You think Giuliani would have won a third term?
He-
after 9/11?
absolutely.
Of course.
And he should have had one.
All that hate they had toward the mayor went away after 9/11. Not with everyone, though. I know. I know.
They're doing they want to put tolls on the east side bridges now, which have been free for quite some time.
He's so out of touch with
Pretty much
people
forever.
who have no money.
But
What a scumbag.
But to charge people 5 cents for a plastic bag?
Plastic bags. It's the green tax. And they said it could raise, millions upon millions of dollars for the city.
Right.
As if the cigarette tax isn't enough, gas tax. New York City's taxes are ridiculously high. There's got to be someone pocketing this cash. It's just too much money going out for what?
Consider yourself lucky, man. You live on Long Island. You don't have to worry about...
Yeah.
I have 3 taxes, my friend.
I have my property tax, which is pretty crazy.
I got
But
federal, state, and now city.
city.
How do they get away with that one? City's part of the state.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Well, the city, for some reason, is all by itself. Right. They can make up their own rules on how much you pay and what you got to pay for and
a city tax.
The taxes.
What the hell were we doing as Americans to let all this happen?
Yep.
That's what I want to ask. Our forefathers, they didn't stand for this crap. We did.
Yeah.
When did it all go wrong? When did we get distracted and let this all happen to us?
The New Deal.
The whole thing wasn't based on taxing everybody like this. The whole system. Our forefathers. Whenever these politicians get up and go, "What our forefathers wanted," it's like it's null and void when you say that, because what they didn't want was to be taxed to death by the government.
To the point where they're taxing your plastic bag.
They left.
Oh, by the
For
way,
reasons,
for
anyway.
for the people that thought they found a way around the system, the whole city tax thing here in New York, that's right, E-Rock reminded me of this. If you don't live in the city, you pay a right-to-work tax for working in New York City. So they figured a way to get those people, too, that commute in.
They can't keep their hands out of your pockets.
No.
They cannot keep their disgusting hands out of your pockets.
Yeah, it really is ridiculous. And years ago, if this happened, there would have been a huge uprising. But we're all so apathetic now. We bitch, we complain, but we do nothing because there's really no recourse. You re-elect somebody, or you elect somebody new with change and this. Watch, your taxes then go up. It's amazing. How about real change, where somebody gets in there, restructures the tax code so it's more reasonable. You're not paying tax with the money that had just been taxed.
I blame the pork barrel.
Pork barrel.
And the earmarks. That's what I blame, the earmarks.
And the pork barrels.
Yeah.
How about
how many pork barrels do they need?
They confuse everything because they have those bills with all those other things attached, and you're like, you don't even know what the hell's going on anymore.
How about they get rid of Bloomberg and get like a true, because he's not like a real Republican. You get a real Republican in office so that there's not a, taxes go down a little bit at least.
No, he's for taxing the hell out of everything now because he's finding himself in a bind. He's a businessman, so he's running the city like a business. And when it was making money, everything was fine.
Sure.
But now it's losing money.
Sure.
And he doesn't know what to do except to tax the hell out of things and cut spending through getting rid of police, fire department, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he says it's all going to be done without turning New York City into what the 70s was.
Right.
Which is, fun city, I call it.
Let's say hi to Paul in Massachusetts. Paul.
Hey there, Paul.
How are you?
Hi. Good, Paul. What do you got?
Hey, I just wanted that Silverton, Oregon thing you guys were talking about earlier. I saw the story on the news last night. So just to clarify this guy, he's a heterosexual male, so he still likes women, but he dresses like a woman. So I don't know how you're going to get chicks dressing like a chick, but somehow it's working for him. I guess he's mayor.
Wait, he's straight, but he dresses like a woman.
He's straight, but he dresses like a woman. Yeah, and it was.
But is he now straight because he's a woman? He dates guys, so that's who does he go to dinner with?
That was beautiful though, because they show the guy walking down the street, and he's got like high heels on and like these purple tights, and it was just this hideous getup, and the guy's got like. He's got like red hair and this kind of goose waddle on his neck too, an ugly looking dude dressed up as a girl.
I like to wear women's clothing.
Look, I'm not accepting this one. It took me to almost 40 to accept the gay. I'm not accepting the transgender.
He should be.
I'm not ready.
He should be singing "We're Not Going to Take It."
Right.
Yeah, he really.
Odd-looking man.
Why do we have to accept the transgender? But this has got to stop with the acceptance. We're done accepting.
Yeah, I think you guys were, or someone was right when they said, transgender is you change everything. All the equipment changes. This guy is just a cross-dresser.
He looks like Eric Idle, Iraq pointed out, and he really does.
He looks
wow,
really creepy.
He's not a good-looking woman.
And he doesn't even understand when you become an older woman, because technically he's an older woman, right, because he's an older man, that you don't grow your hair long anymore. They cut that crap.
Yeah.
Cut your hair.
Yeah. But they try to be like as womanly as possible, so they got to grow the hair out.
Right. Speaking of which, homeless roulette. Hopefully it happens today.
Oh, we'll
waiting for that
be
person.
Looking.
Nice sunny day. He'll be out there. Here's the second part of that story.
I do think it was a real gradual exposure to Stu's lifestyle that really made it easy for people here in town to not have an issue with that.
The issue for Stu now is as much the city's sewer system as whether his shoes match his bag. Nails always done. You may even see him with makeup.
You know, when I look at myself in the mirror with makeup on, I know I look a lot better.
But it's not a daily ritual.
Let's be honest about it. Most people start with the legs, end up at the cleavage, and don't even notice that I have a face.
What he really hopes people notice is how much he loves.
Who doesn't notice?
This
Look like
little
Gene
town.
Hackman.
Just stop it, you delusional ass.
He actually thinks they're looking at his legs.
Hey, they're looking at my legs and my cleavage. Never even make it up to the face. Do they?
Really?
I doubt it.
Well, this is the hell we're in. Every phone is ringing. We could easily give these fine folks another 20 minutes of radio, maybe a half hour. I mean,
why
every
bother?
line is lit.
wants to talk about taxes and this thing and other things. But they're starting to insist that we finish before 9 now.
Yeah, we got
Call us on Sirius XM. We're still around for another 2 hours.
So they could start the music that people are obviously listening to, right?
Yeah.
Right, Stump Brain?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the station here in New York.
Wednesday, I'll be at Barnes & Noble in Staten Island. Thursday, I'll be at Borders in Rhode Island. And then Friday, I'm up in Boston, so I'll see Toucher and Rich in the afternoon up there. So I'm happy to be getting back up to Boston.
All right, go screw.
Me?
No. We're back with the Opie and Anthony show. Just ran into the studio.
Oh, yeah.
How about you turn that off? Thank you. The Opie and Anthony show. Stump Brain just sent me an email because we were talking about taxes just before the break, and this is just amazing. He gave me a whole list of things that weren't taxed 100 years ago. I know 100 years is looking back pretty far, obviously. But none of these existed 100 years ago because we all feel like we're getting taxed
up the ass.
Up the east. Accounts receivable tax, building permit tax, CDL license tax, cigarette tax, corporate income tax, dog license tax, federal income tax, federal unemployment tax, fishing license tax, food license tax, fuel permit tax, gasoline tax, hunting license tax, inheritance tax, inventory tax, IRS interest charges. That's a tax on top of tax, by the way. Yes. IRS penalties, tax on top of tax. Liquor tax, luxury tax, marriage license tax. We're only in the M's, my friends. Medicare tax, property tax, real estate tax, service charge taxes, Social Security tax, road usage tax, sales taxes, recreational vehicle tax, school tax, state income tax, state unemployment tax, telephone federal excise tax, telephone federal universal service fee tax, telephone federal, state, and local surcharge tax, telephone minimum usage surcharge tax, telephone recurring and non-recurring charges tax, telephone state and local tax, telephone usage charge tax.
Gee, they really fuck you with the phones.
Utility tax, vehicle license registration tax, vehicle sales tax, watercraft registration tax, well permit tax, workers' compensation tax. All those taxes weren't around 100 years ago.
Well,
which really isn't that
now.
long ago because, you know, a lot of us still have a grandma around. That's basically grandma's grandma we're talking about.
Yeah.
Didn't have to deal with that shit. Is that amazing? And now we're doing the plastic bag tax here in New York City.
Yeah, let's get 5 cents for every plastic bag that you use.
Yeah.
So what? You go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
And you get let's see, 5 plastic bags full of stuff. Mm-hmm. You pay an extra 5, 10, 15,
25.
20, 25, 30, 35.
No, you said 5 bags.
Oh,
25
5,
cents,
10,
quarter.
15, 20. Yeah, I know.
Oh.
25 cents.
Yeah.
That goes to the city.
Yeah. It's more
For what?
It's more the annoyance of it, and but it also goes.
But
it also
full
goes with
time.
your theory with all these tiny little taxes they do. You start adding them up, and it starts taking a major chunk of your money away. Like I didn't understand taxes until Anthony explained it very easily for me. Like the whole boiling a lobster slowly. The lobster's going to sit there and it's going to enjoy its time in the pot.
Yeah.
You know, for the most part.
Yeah.
And Ant goes, just imagine if the government just threw all these taxes at once at you. Mm-hmm. That would be like throwing a lobster in a boiling pot of water right away.
Yeah. Instantly.
You would be losing your effing mind. But if you're in the water and slowly getting hotter, what do you know?
Slowly
you don't know
gets
much.
hotter. The
Brilliant.
analogy was usually a frog.
Was it a frog? Why did I go
you
with
put
lobster?
the frog in. because
Yeah,
they're
frog.
tastier than frogs.
Yeah, who wants to boil a frog? You're right.
Who doesn't?
But the frog, yeah, you slowly turn the heat up. You just go swim around.
Because the stupid lobster never even
No, they
causes
don't
a commotion.
flinch.
You're right.
They don't
So-
care. They're little rubber banded together claws.
They're like, oh well, I'll just go to sleep slowly here.
Looking so
Whatever.
bad and tasting so good.
They can't even do bug eyes because they already have bug eyes.
Yeah.
So they can't even go like with their
Huh?
eyes.
What? You try to tell me if a crustacean is happy or sad.
Yeah. Who could tell?
You know how you can tell?
How?
If they're being eaten, they're sad.
Yeah.
If they're not being eaten, they're happy.
Yeah.
If they're like just being mollusks at
Mollusks.
the bottom of the ocean,
Yeah, I don't know.
scuttling along silent sea floors.
As citizens of this great country, we just let them let them take a big strap on and shove it up
Yes,
our
we do.
asses.
Yeah.
Without even saying,
Fuck yeah.
what are you doing? What's this? Like Fred in Brooklyn. Fred.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Ron and Fez is regular on the phone.
Yeah.
I remember the days when he used to be an Opie and Anthony regular.
Take my calls once in a while.
Yeah, they're nice for their fans.
Yeah, Ronnie's smart. He actually, treats the listeners like gold. We should learn from that.
He does. And congratulations on the upcoming wedding. I just came back from my 20th anniversary. Congratulations, sir.
Well, if more people say they're not coming to the wedding, I might get down to like Fred from Brooklyn, and you might get the invite, my friend.
Glad to be at the bottom of the barrel.
I actually sent one out to Eastside Dave. That's how many people are saying no to me.
Wow.
No one said no to you, did they?
Nah, I'm just trying to make fun radio.
Literal
But I
idiot
did
I
give
am.
Eastside Dave one. What's up, Fred?
The Democrats ran Congress from the early 40s to the 90s, so you
Yeah.
can blame all those taxes on them.
Yeah.
But second, you miss a quarter at a parking meter. A quarter.
Yep.
How can they hit you with $150 because you missed a quarter?
You missed a quarter.
Why do we accept that? Why are we raising bloody
We're
hell?
like, okay. And who did we vote in that did that and everything was fine?
Was that one of those earmarks or pork
A
barrels?
pork barrel.
And the city just hired 200 more traffic agents.
And they doubled the meters.
Yeah.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Where not only will they ticket you and tow you,
Yeah.
but then you have to pay the towing fee plus
Yeah.
everything that you owe prior to get your car back.
Yeah. For what?
I believe the parking meter now for a quarter gets you 7 minutes or something like that. It's an insane.
Yeah, it's less than 10. You're right.
Yeah,
And it only
ridiculous.
takes up to 4 quarters. So
Yeah.
if you're running a little late, you pay an extra $150 because you missed a quarter.
They'd rather you just you have to get a ticket and then leave for the next sap to park there.
What percentage is that of times what you missed? That's
Yeah.
fucking crazy. There is no other business that can perform like
Yeah, you sit there. If you miss feeding the quarter, then guess what? You owe a quarter. That's how I think in this world.
Or they
How does
wanted-
that turn into an $150 fine?
Maybe
plus
they-
towing charges and everything else.
Maybe they want to make it so painful that you don't miss. It's obviously a way to fucking hijack you for money.
It's all about making money for the city.
Oh yeah, that's what Bloomberg wants to
I was one of these saps that had to do the alternate side of the street parking for a bunch of years here in New York, and the excuse was because they need to clean the streets.
Yep.
But most days they don't clean the street. It's all about trying to catch you parking illegally to make money for the city. So why don't you just say that without saying that it's about keeping the roads clean? That's bullshit.
And if they do clean the streets, it's the last 5 minutes.
Right. Yeah, he's right about that. You sit there forever, and then you got a nice spot on the side you want to park on now, and now you got to move it because they make your life a living hell. Now the sweepers come through.
And just a word to the wise who live in New York who have to deal with alternate side of the street parking. If you have to move your car for alternate side and there's no spots, don't take your chances at a hydrant or blocking a crosswalk because that fine is $115 if you do that. However, if you just leave your car on the wrong side of the street, it's a $35 ticket.
Yeah.
So you'll actually save money by just leaving your car
parking
where
on
it
the wrong
is.
side of the road, just leaving it there.
Or deal with one of those shitty green stickers that they put on your window.
Why doesn't the mayor just come out and go, look, we need money, and this is why we do these things, to try to catch you screwing up and so we can make money for the city? None of this, like they're trying to keep the streets clean bullshit. bullshit.
Yeah, the
'Cause they're
street
not.
cleaners come through. Stop it.
They do have those guys because they have to prove that that's why they're, quote, doing this.
And then they said they're doing less street cleaning, too.
Right.
Because of the budget. So they're cutting back on street
All right,
cleaning.
so then we don't need alternate side street parking
now we
anymore
need
if
it
they're
even
cleaning
more.
the streets less.
Double the fines.
Yeah, exactly.
But how do they justify putting a fucking sticker on your window? How
Those
is that not
you
vandalism?
can't just peel off.
Right.
You need a razor to take that off, or else it stays on. You can't just peel it off.
How is that not vandalism?
It's complete vandalism.
Defacing your property.
You know, we should talk. There's other ones out there. Like I used to commute on a train, Long Island Railroad. Why is it that if I don't buy my ticket ahead of time and I buy it on the train because I'm rushing, or the lines, by the way, are too long because they do that on purpose. They have two guys working the lines during rush
Slow
hour.
motion.
So you as the person goes, well, I'm never going to make my train. I jump on. They know that because now that when you buy your ticket on the train, you have to pay extra. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Fucking crazy.
Explain that to me. Why do I have to? I think it's like $5 or $7 extra because I decided to buy it on the train. Why?
Yeah.
Explain that one to me.
There's no explanation. What
is
there's no?
You know, what is their job really? They just take tickets and conk some holes in it. It's that much of a hassle to give you a ticket right on the train?
They're
that they have to
raping
overcharge
us.
you?
They are raping us, and it's only getting worse.
And the best part about that
Enjoy.
doesn't work the other way. When you get on a train and they overcrowd the train, now you don't have a seat. You should be able to go to the guy and go, look, I paid for my my train fare. I can't sit because you guys overbooked this, so I want a discount.
It's like
why does it never work the other way?
You're paying for the point A to point B, motherfucker. If you got to ride
That's
on the
what
roof,
I'm sure that's what they would
Yeah.
tell you, right?
Yo, I am open for that invitation. I got to go for work, though. And Anthony.
Yeah. Oh, I hate that. Oh, he does that on Pal Talk all the time. Like, he'll just be sitting there and no one will be talking.
Yeah.
And you'll have the volume up. I'll
Yeah.
be doing something else, have Pal Talk on in the background.
Yeah.
And then he comes on and just plays that scream, and it just goes right through you.
Is that the hot dog woman?
I don't
Is that
know.
the
I
scream
didn't
from
hear
the
the
hot dog
groovy
girl? I don't
music.
think
That sounds like one of those that's in the background during one of those nice, peaceful scenes that you watch. The little email tells you, watch closely and you'll see something.
Yeah.
And then the creepy face comes up and the scream.
Second challenge
scares you.
Second challenge of the day. I'm going with hot dog woman screaming.
Yeah, I don't think that's her.
No, I think it's
All right,
the.
I'm gonna lose this one, then.
I think it's the screaming, like when you're watching a car, peacefully driving a car, ad, and they say turn this up.
Yeah.
And that creepy face.
Creepy
pops
face
up,
comes
'cause
on.
there's
I think
no
it's that one?
music. Yeah. The hot
Yeah.
dog one.
There's music behind it. Or
Yeah.
something.
There's like trippiness.
There's that.
So the whole time though. All right.
And it had a family.
Oh yeah. This is a good one. Cody in Indiana. Cody.
Hey guys, I know I'm from Indiana, but I'm real close to Chicago. So when you take the train into Chicago,
Yeah.
it is like you said, it's cheaper to get your ticket at the booth instead of on the train.
Sure.
But what they've done now to fuck you in the ass is they've shut down all the ticket booths, so you have to buy the shit on the train.
I wonder.
So why don't they give you the same price that you would have got from the ticket booth? Why? And there's no. And there's no way around this. We just have to take it. We have no recourse. We have no recourse.
Eat it.
You just got to eat it.
I wonder if they do that. Their reasoning is, let's see. A, it gives them a more accurate count of how many people are going to be on the train if they have the tickets sold in advance.
It's all about making more money for the company, Jimmy.
Yeah, but they don't say that, so I'm trying to go with their reason.
Yeah.
Oh, you're trying to go with their reason. Okay.
A conductor, if everyone's buying on the train, you'd have to hire more conductors or a lot more people to take the tickets on the train. So maybe they're afraid that would raise costs. I mean, that could be their reason, too.
What else is the conductor doing?
Nothing. He's up hole punching fruit.
It's like, just fucking, here it is. You're here to take my ticket.
Or maybe they don't want that much cash on the train where all of a sudden the cash
But
becomes
Jesse
vulnerable.
James is going to come and ride by. Jesse James killed my father.
But they're... Oh, was that the Brady Bunch?
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of trains, I've been taking a lot of trains back and forth to Philly in the last few weeks, right? And you know, we've all done the quiet car on Amtrak.
Oh, yeah.
The quiet car. What cracks me up about the quiet car, which is a great invention, you go on that car, no cell phones, you can't really, you have to whisper if you're talking to someone. It's nice if you're like kind of tired and just want to be, on the train and mellow and stuff. But what's so funny about the quiet car, you're sitting there and it's very tranquil and you're like, no cell phones, no babies crying, no loud conversations. And then all of a sudden, I want to remind everybody that you're on the quiet car.
Yeah,
no
thanks.
cell phones allowed. Keep your talking to a minimum. And they make this announcement every
Shut up.
stop. It's like you're defeating the purpose of the quiet car yourselves, you dopes.
I guess if they didn't do that, though, all the time, there'd be people yapping on their phones.
Yeah.
Can't stay away from yapping on their phones for 3 fucking seconds.
Let's go to Clint in New Jersey. Clint?
Yeah, I have a Jeep, and my top was off and the doors were off. So the cop put the fucking green sticker on the body of my Jeep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
stickers are the worst.
How is that not vandalism? I would love somebody to call up.
Come off.
How is that not fucking defacing somebody's property?
Yeah.
And most of the cars they put those stickers on, you had no choice. You broke down the side of the road, and you finally get your buddy to help you get your car or a tow truck, and you get back, and they had that giant sticker on there. Like you decided, I needed to park here
Yeah.
for a couple hours because I had errands to run.
Not only that, but it is a punishment before your trial.
Right.
It's a type of punishment that you're getting before you're found guilty. I could plead innocent on a ticket, and based on the accuracy of the ticket or a couple of other factors, I might get out of that ticket where it never existed. But I'm still penalized and had to remove. I had to sit there with a razor, whatever, remove this sticker that, the scarlet letter that was put on my vehicle for parking fucked up. So you're actually being prosecuted before a trial.
Public humiliation.
Yeah.
And what if, and you're right, it's a good point, it is punishment first, 'cause what if the guy's watch is off? That's what courts are for.
Yeah.
What if the guy's watch is off and you're technically not in the spot at the wrong time?
Yeah.
But his watch is 5 minutes off.
Yeah.
That's an extreme example, but that's why you don't penalize before the judgment is made.
Yeah, sure.
How fucking dare those scumbags?
Well, how much money those stickers cost? That's in the budget. How about you save a little money and fucking throw those things out?
Right.
I wonder I'd love to know how many of those drivers have gotten their fucking teeth knocked out by putting one of those on the Mercedes window or something, and the guy is walking to the car when it happens,
Yeah.
and you see that they just put a sticker. Please tell me that somebody out there has drilled their fist into the cheekbone of one of these fucking vandals.
We all respect cops on this show, but they made the stupid meter maids look like cops now. So you don't know if you're messing with a real cop.
Oh, you just look down. They have a walkie-talkie instead of a gun.
They used to be called brownies, whatever. But they made them quote part of the NYPD.
You see a
Bullshit.
walkie-talkie instead of a gun, you have no respect for them.
Yeah.
None.
No one respects them.
Fuck them.
Let's go to Toronto. Mike.
Hey boys, how you doing?
Hey.
I want to welcome Mike, our first racist call of the morning.
How you doing?
Hey, before I got a really good parking meter story for you, but before that, I want to defend Canadians a little bit first, real quick. Those guys last week, I think they were putting you on a little bit. I think they were just piling on to have fun because the average guy up here doesn't really talk that way, about different colors and stuff. It's a lot more tolerant than they were letting on.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to my parking meter story. There was a law up here a couple of years ago. The mayor in Toronto had the parking guys stopping Good Samaritans from putting quarters in a meter. If a meter was going to run out, there was this clown that would walk around and he would put a quarter in the meter to save somebody from getting a big ticket.
Yeah.
And the mayor put a stop to it, and it was a big court for a while, but he was really intent on enforcing it. But he was a filthy Jew.
Yeah, it's
anyway,
against.
so what do you expect?
It's against. There goes his racism. Yeah, it's against the law to put a quarter in a parking meter of somebody you don't know. So if the parking meter runs out and you go by and you want to be a good guy and drop it in and they see you, they can give you a ticket for that.
How does that make sense?
You're not allowed to do that.
You're making money for the city. You are personally giving money to the city.
No, because their money would come from the ticket that person's going to get.
And that's what it comes down to.
And that's what it comes down to.
I understand why,
Yeah.
but we've had a few of those guys in the States, and they got arrested and told not to do it. There was like a meter fairy, I think. If you want to look it up on YouTube, you would dress like a fairy and kind of skip down the sidewalks feeding. It was his thing, though. Everyone's looking for their thing. All right, thank you,
the
sir.
fucking state, they just can't stop interfering.
Let's go to Rob on Long
In every way, they just got you by the balls and your wallet, your fucking ass.
Hold on, Rob. Just want to set it up. This all started because here in New York City, we learned that Mayor Bloomberg wants to tax plastic bags, like 5 cents per bag when you go to the grocery store.
He has to go.
So What up, Rob?
Ain't we supposed to, like, maybe bring our old bags to the supermarket, not rather pay the money, but just, like, cut down on the petroleum use?
That ain't happening, though, man.
Yeah.
People aren't going to start carrying their, bags from home to save
you got
the
ketchup
environment.
spilled in it or whatever.
Yeah, what the fuck you gonna have to
Every
every once in a while you see one old hippie chick doing that and you just laugh at them like, look, I appreciate the effort, but you're doing nothing.
And what about the person that goes to, like, I go to the fucking supermarket once every goddamn 5 years and stock up on shit? What am I going to bring? One little bag, 2 bags? I'm not like some old fucking hag that goes there every day so she got someone to fucking talk to just to get a piece of some bread and some cheese and a thing of milk to carry out in your own bag. I make 80,000 trips back and forth from the truck to my kitchen bringing shit in.
How about this? AIG is getting an additional $40 billion.
Nice.
So instead of giving these scumbags that fucked it all up an additional $40 billion, how about you give them $38 billion? And then you give that $2 billion
to the plastic bag maker.
To someone so that we don't have to fuck. That's the problem in this country, is that we throw so much money at these scumbags. Sickening.
Yeah. It's just amazing. The meter fairy, that was a jackass bit. Yeah, but there was other guys in the news that did it. Yeah. There, right? Okay. Matt on Long Island, what's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
The best thing about buying the tickets at the ticket booth is if you pay with a 20, they give you all your change in those Sacagawea coins you can't fucking get rid of.
Yeah, you don't know what to do with those things. Half the stores go, what is this?
The Metro card is the best, though. You just fucking, you don't have to look at their dumb faces. You just buy it on a machine, and you never look at one of those people.
Yeah. Saved my hand, too, because I used to punch those things. Let's say hi to Brooklyn Ace. Brooklyn.
Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Brooklyn Ace.
Parking meters are to, to circulate the parking so that more people can park. Yeah, right. To get the $135 ticket. You know that as well as I do. Supposedly, if they catch you feeding the meter, they can actually write you up a ticket for that.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's all about getting the I think it's like Dan said, $150 in New York.
Big one.
It's about getting the $150, ticket.
I got screwed on Halloween.
Thanks, sir.
Because the block I had to park on real quick, I only had to go to the store for like 2 seconds. The sign that said no standing was at the opposite corner. So where I was parking, there was no sign. It just said, you had to...
you're supposed to know from
No.
the opposite corner.
That's the other thing. Now, if you park on the street in New York City, you better walk the whole block.
Yeah, you have to do the whole block.
You better walk the whole block because they're going to explain stuff on the other side of the block.
Yeah.
The far end or whatever I should say.
So I come back to the car 20 minutes later, and I have a $130 ticket, whatever it is.
Because now they got, a central parking meter thing. What is it called? I forgot.
Now they got like the ticket, like where you buy your parking tickets.
But if you pull up to some of these streets, you're like, oh, look, you can park here. This is like free parking or what have you. But no, there's one machine all the way on.
Right, and if you don't, I think it's the Muni meter.
Yeah, that's
whatever you call it.
But that's just another way to get people parking illegally. That's all that's about, not to make it easier for everybody.
Because it doesn't make it easy. Because people, if you're
Bullshit.
unfamiliar with the area, it just looks like parking. You're just going to park there, get out of your car, and go about your business.
And then you explain to someone like, no, really, I did not know.
Yeah, and how are you supposed
No one
to fight
listens to
that when
crap.
you get the ticket?
This leads to Carlos in Philly. What's up, Carlos?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Carlos.
¿Qué pasó? Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Thank you, Carlos.
Hey, listen, I'm over here in
Carlos.
Philly. Just raise our rates.
Could you teach me the mamba?
Carlos.
Eso is about order. It's crazy. And you guys ever watch A&E?
Of course. He's talking about Parking Wars. I hear this show is really good.
Oh,
I hear it's really
I
good.
turned it off. It was on, and they were in Philly because all the black fraternities, like that was the episode they were covering. And I got so annoyed just because they were parking people, I turned it off. Like,
really?
I wouldn't watch it.
I hear it's a great show. You like it, Carlos?
I can't stand it. I fucking hate it, dude. When I see PPA guys around in Philly, because I'm a delivery guy, I'm like, PPA, you guys fucking suck!
Nice.
They just look, they smile at you.
Well, in New York, there's a major scam going. All the delivery trucks. Now, hear us out here. You're a delivery truck guy. you got to get you got to drop off your load.
Yeah.
But there's
Dump
nowhere
your load.
There's nowhere to park. And these restaurants and what have you need to stop somewhere to unload the trucks. And as a New Yorker, it could be a problem when you're trying to get down some of these streets. I understand that. It's like, oh, fuck, this guy's double parking. But they really don't have a choice. So they'll double park. And as they're unloading their trucks, these guys are getting tickets every single day. And now these companies, like, I forget how it works. Like every quarter or something, they go down the courts with thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of tickets. Someone could call up and confirm this. And then they make deals with the court.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I got $10,000 worth of tickets. I'll give you $2,000 this month.
You're absolutely right. I get average a week about maybe 7 or 8 tickets a week, and that's about maybe $60 a ticket because our truck's pretty big.
Yeah.
And because of the size of the truck, too.
And who do you think's paying for this shit in the end, by the way? If the companies are getting all these parking tickets because their drivers don't have anywhere to go when they're, dropping off their loads, the company's going to hike up the prices on their goods.
How about they start towing these trucks then? How about that? If they're so, it's like a deal they worked out.
Yep.
It's unbelievable, though.
I fucking hate the double park. And I
understand that.
I know they got nowhere else to go, but there are some people
they
that double
kind of take
fucking
advantage of it a
parking
little bit too much.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got to get the hell out of my way.
Yeah.
They got a what, Ant?
Get the hell out of my way. My way.
Yeah, this is, let's go to Ed in New York. Ed.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you?
Good, man.
Jimmy, love the book, by the way.
Oh, thank you, Ed.
Yeah, thank you. I'm a paramedic in New York City, and one time I had one of these meter maids that was so aggressive. She grabbed onto the windshield wiper of the car, and her jacket pocket got caught on the car. The guy drove away and dragged the fucking asshole for a block.
There you go. Go ahead.
Dragged her right down the block. But one more thing, what a lot of the delivery guys in New York City do now is they keep the old summons envelopes and they just pop it on their windshield, and it looks like they've already gotten the summons. That's how they avoid it.
Yeah, but I'm sure the parking people have figured that one out too.
Onto that one.
Yeah.
But
very good. I'm sure it works to a point. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
There was a guy. I guess he couldn't hold on any longer, but I guess he has a house with a really good view. I forgot what state. It might have been Utah, and he has to pay a view tax. Is that possible?
A view
tax? The guy
tax?
swears he has to pay what's called a view tax because he has a really good view because he's got like a house up on a mountain or something.
Does he live next
and
door?
I really want to get to him, but he's gone.
I wonder if he lives next door to the Pussy Factory.
He lived next to a ski resort.
Ski resort, okay.
And so he could oversee the ski resort, so he had to pay a view tax.
Oh, I want to know if that's happening. That's crazy.
View tax, that's not...
let's say hi to Chris the trucker. Chris, what are you hauling today?
Today I have a boring load. I have brand new Goodyear tires.
Oh, okay.
The guy with the sauce this morning beat you.
Oh, someone
Delivering
else.
spaghetti sauce to
Jet fuel.
Chicago.
Jet fuel was cool.
Oh, you really? That's kind of neat.
Yeah. Anyway, last time I came to your fair city there, my truck breaks down. I put on the hazards real quick. I pop the hood, and I'm trying to fix it. The meter cunt pulls up next to me, starts writing me a ticket. I said, hey, I'm broke down. I'll just be gone for like 5 minutes, right? She writes me 7 tickets because I'm blocking 6 parking spots and I'm double parked.
Right. Oh.
She tears those off, and I just turned around and I aimed about 4 feet behind her head when I swung and knocked her flat the fuck out.
Nice.
Really?
I really don't. We probably shouldn't condone that stuff, but you understand.
Well, if you imagine Kenny with a shaved head and a bunch of tattoos, that's about me.
Nice.
Except my head's a little bigger.
What happened to you after you knocked her? I don't know whether I like you or hate you, because you did punch a woman, but then again, she's a parking woman, so all right, I like you. Why? Did you get in any trouble?
I like you, too. And I can't wait for your book to come in the mail. I ordered it on Amazon.
Thank you, buddy. Now I really love you. Hey, did you get in any trouble for that?
You know, as soon as she went down, I realized, I did a bad thing. Reached down, grabbed that ticket book, shoved it in the truck. 2 minutes later, the truck's already running. Boom, thank you, bye, fuck off, New York, I'm gone.
You never got caught?
I did not get caught. I didn't even stop the damn truck until I was on the GWB.
I didn't stop till I got to Denver. Wow, that's amazing. All right, Chris.
I love you guys. You were my radio heroes when I was on the air years ago.
I appreciate
thank
it.
you. You're a good boy.
And see what the business has done to radio guys? Now you're driving tires around.
Yeah, now I have
I'm
to
sorry.
drive a truck, and you don't want to know what I pay in taxes. It's fucking ugly.
I apologize to you. This business just blows and knocked out a lot of great people. All right, Chris.
Yeah. Later.
Yep. Corey, happy birthday from Scranton, PA. He writes, Opie, my wife surprised me with reservations for my birthday at F.H. Riley's. Holy shit, Brett is an amazing chef. The food was fantastic. Can't wait to make another trip. Thank you, Corey. I appreciate that.
Well,
I visited him this weekend. He's working his ass off. We're going to be remodeling, my friend. Oh. Going to do a little remodeling. The French doors are going to happen, which is very cool. Franc. Let's go to...
Fag doors.
Yeah, but it's inviting.
I just mean the French.
Yeah. But the doors themselves are very inviting.
Well, French doors are wonderful.
Because then people realize, wait, it's not just an Irish bar. You get some nice
French
food.
doors.
It has French doors.
French lessons are better, though.
Greek.
Come on, Greek. Who doesn't like
The
a little
old mud
finger every
pie.
once in a while?
Love it.
Jesus. A little finger every once in a while. Who's this from Brooklyn?
Hello.
Yeah, I don't know your name. I'm not going to attempt it.
It's Caleb.
Caleb. All right, that's easy.
Morning, boys.
What's up, Caleb?
So listen, I deliver medical supplies in the city, like implants for like trauma and spine and shit.
You're doing God's work.
I don't know if it's God's work, but it's fucking work.
Yeah.
So anyway, I go up to Lincoln Hospital in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Parking is such a racket up there. NYPD has like a fleet of 4 tow trucks just constantly circling like fucking sharks, towing people. It's just all the time I'm up there. I'm up there like 3-4 times a week, and there's always someone being towed. Always.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, this isn't like a fucking mall or something. People aren't there because it's fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a hospital. People are there, because they have to be. Possibly like, one of the darkest moments in their life, and, they got to worry about their car not being there when they get out. You know what I mean? It's fucking ridiculous.
And if you're going to park willy-nilly anywhere, it's going to be at a hospital because, like you just said, usually you get the call like, holy shit, he has an hour to live. I'll be right there. And you're parking on a lawn up against a tree.
Yeah.
And now they're yanking your car out of there? But you were supposed to circle the parking lot forever until someone got out? You fucks.
That's the thing is, there's a garage up there, but it's like, I parked there for like 5 minutes. It's $16. And,
Right.
trying to save a couple bucks. You know what I mean? Recession.
Oh, don't even get started with the parking scam. Where now they got you where you have to pay for parking at a hospital. How do they get that one through?
Not only that, but my local DMV office, there's nowhere to park. Like if you're going to the DMV, you have to park there. It used to be free parking. They just put now it's a paid parking lot. So like if you go to the DMV for anything, you have to pay for their parking now.
Amazing.
It's ridiculous.
That's amazing.
And you're going to be there. Who's ever going to be there for 10 minutes?
Dr. Kaku.
Oh, it's Dr.
on-
Michio Kaku.
Michio Kaku. Well, what did he say our names were? Appy?
Appy.
Appy and Anthony. Michio Kaku.
And Anthony.
All right, boys.
All right.
Out.
All right, man.
Smart cookie.
He is all over Discovery Science
Oh,
Channel.
I
You
know.
can't watch Discovery
Yeah.
Science without
He's
seeing
always popping
that
up.
fat head of his every 2
He got
seconds.
his big head.
Can we get him back on the show? We had fun with him.
Locks of hair that looks like a hat removal victim.
What is he talking about today?
Of a power plant.
Yeah.
A small nuclear power plant.
Yeah.
That would be the size of a shed.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And it's good for like powering your house and things like that.
Thank God they cost $25 million a piece.
So maybe, yeah, they cost $25 million. They pay for themselves though in no time. I mean, what are you gonna?
If you live there for 400,000 years, you break even.
Right. Thank God the average Joe can't afford this yet.
It's fantastic.
That'd be a little creepy having people all over the Midwest, doing the nuclear
with
shit.
their nuclear power plants. Yeah, you know how you let things run down at your house?
Right.
That'd be like, you let your water heater go till it springs a leak. It's like, I had a meltdown the other day.
Listen to this, and I want to prove that this guy is telling the truth somehow. Maybe online we can find this. Bob in Hartford, go ahead.
Hey there, Bob.
How you doing?
Hey.
I read in a magazine one time, a trucking magazine, that UPS pays $7 million a year in parking tickets. And I had delivered to the Dakota one time, and I got a ticket for double parking. And then when I left, I took a left on whatever that West Side Parkway or where that road is that goes next to Central Park.
Yep.
I had a ticket for $150 for driving in a no commercial zone because I guess you're not supposed to drive more than a couple of blocks on that road, which I didn't know. I'm from Hartford. How am I supposed to know that?
Right.
You're supposed to get off that road, or wherever that Parkside West, or whatever it's called.
Right.
But yeah, $7 million a year for UPS and parking tickets a year.
And I know the Dakota. Where were you supposed to park to deliver a UPS package? I know that building.
I know. I mean, I had parked on the side street. I don't remember what the name of the side
But you
street
can't
is.
find parking on any side street in New York just like that. You have to circle the block for sometimes an hour. Seriously. I did easily an hour just trying to find parking.
Tax for a license.
Huh?
I just got my renewal for my license in the mail.
Yeah.
It's $106 for 4 years, and my wife got a regular license. She pays $48.
Right.
I mean, why is it so different? It costs the same amount of money to print that little piece of plastic.
$7 million. I'm sure they passed the savings on to us, UPS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
This article,
probably not.
This article I found, it's a couple years old.
Literal Jim.
But I'm sure the stats remain the same.
Yeah.
UPS in New York City, I think this was fiscal year ending like June of 06 or something, paid $18.8 million in parking tickets.
Oh, this is such a scam that no one talks about. What are these delivery guys supposed to do? I'm sure there's
figure something out.
I'm sure these cops are, if like Ant was talking, if some of these guys just park and don't give a shit, but in general they're trying to do the right thing. And,
I've seen guys
quickly deliver their stuff and get the fuck out of New York.
This is what pisses
off the
me
side
off.
roads.
I don't know the prices of the tickets or whatever, but when I see a space that is a no parking zone,
right,
and it's open because it's no parking, and the truck won't pull in there to drop shit off.
Yes.
And they'll double park as if there was a vehicle parked in there, blocking the whole fucking road. I want to shoot the motherfucker.
But they probably get a ticket for that on top of the double parking.
No, because
probably-
they wouldn't be double parking because they'd be parked against the curb, but they're in an illegal spot.
Right.
So it's either one illegal spot or the other. One of them fucks traffic completely, and one doesn't.
But that ticket probably costs more, and that's why they're not doing it.
I'd give them another ticket for obstructing fucking traffic or
But do
whatever.
you understand what's going on here? The scam that the city's got going?
Oh, I understand. I'm just talking about my own comforts.
Right.
I want to fucking be able to
Right.
drive.
It's all about
That's it. The
It's all
parking.
about Ann and
The
Howie's.
parking's fucking ridiculous too, though, because I go to I go to park. The other day I went to B&H
Right.
over there, B&H photo video, and there's a parking lot across the street. I pull in, and they all got the sign. They all got that sign. $7.50 parking.
You're like, sweet.
And you're like,
nice, I can handle this.
I pull in, the guy goes, how long? And I go, about an hour. $38.
Right.
I'm like, how?
How does my...
And I don't even want to argue because I know, they got their math figured out, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
But it's like to get that $7.50 thing,
Right.
I would have had to have stopped, given him $7.50, turned around and left.
Right.
Like that's
Right.
That's how you get to pay that amount of money.
No, you have to park between like 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. to get to 750.
Yeah, it's some
that's
kind
a
of
small
weird
print.
time. So then it's up to an hour.
Yeah.
Is like $15.
But you have a bigger car.
And then an hour and over,
Yeah.
which if I stayed like an hour and a minute is like $30 or $28, and then $10 for oversized vehicle.
Yeah.
But that's my problem because I have an Escalade. But it was an outdoor parking lot, and the spaces were no bigger or smaller than any of the other spaces.
The oversized vehicle thing is a crock of shit for the most part too.
That's a scam.
Because your oversized vehicle in most parking lots is going to fit in the same fucking space as
same
the smaller
spots.
cars. But just another way. Wait, we can make money if we charge for oversized
Vehicle. I'm not coming down in a tank.
Right. Right. What would they charge
by the
for
way,
a tank in New York City?
Don't forget about
imagine.
New York City parking tax, which I think is somewhere in the 18% range.
Parking tax.
18 fucking %, and they can raise it. Parking in my building is like $400 a month now.
Yeah, I got.
Holy
That's what I'm paying.
They're fucking rapists.
Just to park my car in a building that I own space in.
Yeah.
This one we gave up on years ago, but once again, season ticket holder for the Islanders. And sporting events, how do they get away with like making you pay for parking for a game you're going into?
Yeah,
like
I'm going
you got
into
the
the
ticket.
game.
Look, I got 2 tickets to see the Jets.
I'm not
whatever.
just parking here to like go shopping.
Right, you fuck. How did they get that one through? Where you're buying the tickets for the sporting event, but
Yeah.
now you have to. They charge you to park in their parking lot so you could see their team.
That is infuriating.
But technically, they don't own the parking lots anymore. That's how they got around that.
Oh, really? It's probably the same company, or they get a kickback.
Yeah.
Travi?
What about the licensing fees that sports teams
Yeah.
are charging now?
Yeah, that's sad.
Like $40,000 just to own the seat at the new Jet Stadium.
Yeah.
and then you still have to pay for your season tickets.
Yeah.
And you have to pay a yearly fee.
You have to pay
keep that.
a certain amount of money for the right to have
The right
season
to buy tickets.
Here's why they do it.
God.
Because dumb motherfuckers that we are,
Yeah, we'll do it.
they can. If we deserve it because we okay it.
That's what I'm saying.
What would it take for this country, for the public, to stand up and have an armed rebellion? Like, what the fuck would it take? I think it would take, like, that ancient thing where the president or some of the congressmen and stuff, they get to fuck your wife when you're married, like in Braveheart. They come by and some senator goes, dude, this is my, it's my area that I take care of. And I see you just got married. I'll be fucking your wife, and then I'll leave.
And you're like, what do you mean?
And you're like, wait, I'm not a cuckold or anything.
You didn't read about the cunt tax?
Oh, that was a thing. It was a pork barrel thing.
Right.
It was it's a new cunt tax that we have.
It was a cunt mark.
It was attached to a No Child Left Behind bill that we gave a bunch of money to schools and stuff. And you really didn't see it in the fine print, but if you just move out of the way, I'll be coming in and fucking your new bride now.
Right.
And you're like, wait, what happened? Would that get people pissed off enough where they might rebel?
Yeah.
Because now they could get away with whatever the fuck they want. When everyone was bitching about the price of gas and the government's like, we'd love to do something about it, we'd love to do something about it. Do you know how much tax is on a gallon of gas? Do you know the price of a gallon of gas, if it's $4 a gallon? The tax on that gas, if they just decided, look, we really know you guys are fucked. Right. We're going to discontinue the tax on gas until the gas goes down to a certain price.
Sure.
And then we got to put it back. We're sorry, but until then. But gas would have been $2 a gallon. It's just an insane amount of tax that they throw on everything. And things they feel they don't want you to do, like smoking.
Right.
In the city. A pack of cigarettes in Manhattan, what is it?
$3.50 about.
Are you kidding?
I think so.
You're talking $9 a pack.
No, but hear me out. I'm not a fan of the smokers, but we got to be fair here. They're getting raped. The cigarettes themselves cost about $3.50.
Oh, yeah.
But you can't get them for $3.50 because you have to pay the cigarette tax, which I believe is more than $3.50 now. So the taxes are more than the actual price of the cigarettes.
What is cigarettes?
So it's what, $8? $9?
$9. Yeah.
$9.
$9 in the city.
And then
Half
what
of that
happens
is
if you
tax.
go to
More than half.
Jersey?
I think it's like 60% is the tax you're paying on
What
cigarettes
happens if you go to Jersey to
You can
pick
get it
up
for like
cigarettes
$5.
and come
Not
back?
60, I mean over 100%.
Didn't he want to do something, though, where if you're caught with an out-of-state tax sticker on your...
Well, yeah, he wanted to...
You have to
like,
pay
a lot
the
of people-
difference? Or
A lot of people will go buy them in Jersey, and then, like, these bodegas will resell them.
Right.
So, yeah, he wanted to, like, you know...
If a store is reselling
Yeah,
them.
he wanted to find stores
Not
that are
citizen.
reselling them.
Here's why they tax cigarettes and liquor so high. And I'm not saying it's right, but this is why. Those sin taxes on certain things, and it shouldn't happen in strip clubs or where there's a morality judgment.
Oh, nice.
But if it's a medical thing, when you're smoking, you obviously you're much more likely to need medical treatment. And that raises medical costs for everybody. You're voluntarily doing something that is going to damage your health, which again is your business. It's like motorcycle riders that don't want to wear helmets. Here's why you have to wear a fucking helmet. It's not that I care about your safety. It's up to you. But if you get hurt, your insurance, it fucks all of us. And that's why people who are voluntarily being dangerous when it's not necessary.
But the government doesn't look. The government doesn't give a shit about your well-being.
I think
that's what they do.
No, I know.
It's about
if
the
some
cost.
guy's paying $800 a month in health insurance and he wants to puff away.
Yeah, I think
whatever.
I agree.
They don't give a shit about your health.
No.
They make believe they do. It's bullshit. They know
do.
it's an addiction. They know they got you by the balls,
Exactly.
and they can charge whatever the fuck you want
But
because
I'm
you
going to
need the
go there.
cigarettes.
I'm going to go there, and someone's going to be like, yeah, it's $10 now. I'm going to say, shit, that sucks. Here's your $10.
Here's $10.
You know, like,
They're
what am I
trying to
going to
get
do? Not smoke?
they're trying to get people to
Obviously.
quit.
$100 a carton.
I'm addicted to coffee, you know, and if they like hiked coffee up to $10, well, we're getting there, right?
Yeah.
$10, you know,
A cup
of coffee. I'm
Bitch
paying
about
it.
it, and
I'm
you'd
paying it
still
because
buy
I
it.
need my coffee.
Yeah.
I need it.
They are trying to get people to quit by raising the price. They want you to quit because the medical they don't care, but the medical costs are too much, and that's the problem. It's all about money. And that's why they charge more.
And they find everyone who goes to these Indian resorts out on Long Island.
All right,
and if you get caught going there, they send you a bill.
If they wanted
in the mail.
people to quit smoking, they would just make it illegal.
Where does
Somehow
the cigarette
they would
tax,
make it illegal.
Where does the New York State
New York City cigarette tax go?
I'd love to know.
I'd love to know where all that money goes, what it's used for. Is it used for strictly health care? Does it go to the hospitals to treat people, spiting them by actually making them pay to pay for wings in a hospital that treat lung cancer, things like that? Is that where it's going? Or is it going to some fucking pork barrel project? Hey, we're fixing a bridge with this. It's going to take 10 years and go billions over budget because this guy's lining his pockets because he's a friend of this guy. It's just all bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit.
Man.
On our
so
backs,
right, man.
man.
But you're right.
I think I read in
Yeah.
South Carolina, their cigarette tax is 7 cents a pack.
7 cents
It's
a pack.
whatever it states.
South
whatever you want.
Carolina?
South
Yeah,
Carolina.
I think so.
Well, here in
But
New
that-
York City,
they love their
you'll pay a
smokers.
combined city and state cigarette tax of $4.25 per pack.
Per
almost
pack.
as much as a pack of
Do you
cigarettes.
know how much
it's
money
more,
that
right?
is? Do you know how much fucking money that is that's going to the city? Holy shit.
Yeah, that's 100% tax. You're right.
It is 100%
Yeah.
right. I went with 50, but
Well, I
that's
guess
not
on
true.
the bright side of things, I'm sure some of that cigarette tax money paid for my nicotine patches when I quit smoking.
Oh, did it?
Nice.
It had to come from somewhere. They were free.
You don't
Yeah,
smoke-
they
you don't
do
smoke
have
at
that
all now?
program.
No, I quit
God, I
over 2 years
forgot
ago.
that used to be a
How long
smoker.
ago?
Over 2 years ago.
No problem? You good?
The first 6 months were fucking torture, but it's tough drinking. You want to have the minute you pop a beer, you want to have a cigarette. It's the worst
Yeah.
thing in the world.
Did you say beer?
Yeah.
Beer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What kind of beer?
Oh, no, it's the other lady I'm talking about.
Bud Light.
How did she say beer again?
Lots of Bud Light.
Red Dog.
Even more Bud Light.
Strohs.
Mill.
Moo.
That's the guy on the phone. I thought.
Yeah, it is.
I was like a phone call.
No, where's the lady? Do we have the lady talking about beer? Beer.
Yeah, let me find it real quick.
Who do I? Yeah, I guess we got John on Long Island. What's up, John?
John.
What's going on, boys?
Hey, man.
I was working in Brooklyn last year, and I'm driving on Kings Highway.
Sure.
And I see this dude leaning into a car, and he's pounding on a girl. I quick pull my van over, flag down a cop. We go over there, the cop arrests the guy, whatever. I go back to my van. I got a parking in a bus stop ticket.
Yeah, like you.
I go back to the cop. He's like, just send it in. Say you're assisting an officer. Here's my badge number, my name, the precinct. We send it in. They said it wasn't a good enough reason to park in a bus stop.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir. No surprise, though. Let's go to Montreal.
I almost like the attitude of the city on that one, though.
Yeah.
I like the city's attitude. He was punching her in the face. Yeah, well, she probably got lippy. We got places to be.
Yeah,
That's it. Pay up, stupid.
Yo, Anthony, I hate to say this because I love the show, but you're kind of being an ignorant fucker on this whole tax thing.
Ooh.
Oh.
60 cents hey, I'm just saying.
Okay.
There's currently a 60 cents a gallon gas tax in New York City, and if you remember during the primaries, 3 of the candidates were like, "We should repeal this because people really need it," and actually, your best friend
60
Obama was
cent-
the only one who said no.
Wait, 60 cents for New York State
New York State
or New York City? What about the
all of
state
New
tax?
York is 59.6 cents, including the all of the taxes put together on the gallon. That's city, federal, everything.
Oh, really?
Every single thing. I got it right in front of me. If you want me to.
Wow. Okay. Well, that isn't as much as I thought then, sir.
All right, we have no problem being corrected.
I thought it was a hell of a lot more.
I thought so, too. All right.
And the plastic bag thing, too, you're just completely wrong about.
Why?
Why?
Well, think of it this way. Even if you get 20 bags, it takes 20 bags for you to spend $1. You say it doesn't work. I live in Montreal. I'm from Connecticut originally, but I live in Montreal.
Yeah.
People bring their own bags. There's like a 90% thing where people will participate in this program, and 5 cents is nothing at all.
Oh, it's just more taxes, though. Everything's tax.
We have enough to worry about without having to bring our own bags to the supermarket. Stop.
You fucking traitor of this country, anyway. Living in Montreal.
University is fucking 1/3 of the price in Canada as it is
See?
at home.
And you're getting 1/3 the education.
There you go.
Good luck to you, you moron.
40th grade. Dope.
40th university in the world.
That's right.
That's it.
And try to find some good music on your radio station.
Exactly. Schooling's for
I got
queers.
XM. I don't need to.
Where you go, old
good point. Sorry.
moose, you?
I'm sorry.
What are you studying to be a Mountie?
I do. The Mounties do kind of fuck us up, and there are tons of racists up here. I don't know if you guys heard about that.
No, we haven't. No, not at all.
All right. Well, Jimmy, happy birthday.
Thank you, man. I thought everybody forgot.
Punching out.
Bye.
All right. We're going to take a break.
Can I tell you, I was listening on the YouTube to the Elephant Man bit we did.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
the Rocky Dennis bit. And we were laughing at when Cher brought the hooker home. And we were talking, and Anthony said that Cher went to the hooker, hey, how much to fuck a monster? I fucking laughed all weekend about that. How much to fuck a monster? Her son. There was like Rocky Dennis Part 1, Part 2, and it was a 3-section assault on this dead, deformed kid.
Yeah. Oh, we are awful.
How much to fuck a monster?
I did the same fucking thing when we were doing the Elephant Man, ragging on the Elephant Man.
Oh, yeah.
And I was driving, listening to you going off about that with my kit. When he got his little comb and his perfume that he dabbed behind his disgusting ears.
My kid. Hello, my friend. My friend. No one likes you.
You're disgusting.
Exactly. We're just people who aren't hitting your head with a bat. Is that what you consider a friend?
His friend.
Is anyone who's not braining him with a rake is a fucking good buddy. My friend. You only spit on me.
I was listening to that just crying, man. Oh, it's those nice, easy targets.
Oh, he was a fucking jizz bag. Deserved it.
I got to take a leak.
Do. Opie and Anthony and Jim Norton. Wow, didn't go with the music there. Oh, I hate your guts. How's that doing, Jimmy?
I had great sales at the Stress Factory this weekend.
Very good.
And I'll be in Staten Island this Wednesday at a Barnes & Noble, and I'll be at a Borders Thursday in Rhode Island before I hit Boston. I think there's actually tickets for Boston available on Friday's show. Saturday sold.
I want to.
I can't wait to get back up there.
I'm thinking of going to the Wilbur Theater this weekend.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Really?
I haven't been to Boston in a while. I might just jump on a choo-choo and go see Jimmy this weekend.
A choo-choo?
Choo-choo.
What's the Dow doing?
It's up a little bit on 130.
140.
Yeah, we're up over 9,000 again. It's all good.
9,000.
We're fine.
Oh, are we?
No worries. No worries.
That's because the Chinese decided...
Stimulus package, right?
Yeah, they decided to do a few shenanigans over there. And
Can I...
What stimulates them?
I don't know.
They passed around videos of women in bridesmaids' outfits being shit on.
Yeah, exactly. They're creeps over there.
Bound feet. I don't know what gets them off.
Well, you ever walk around Central Park and see, like, the Asians in the wedding gowns? We've talked about this.
No.
But they're not really getting married.
Well,
There's some kind of... Someone has to answer that question for us. You could go into Central Park right now. You will see an Asian couple dressed as a bride and groom getting pictures taken every single fucking day. And it's either for
How do you know they're not married, though?
It's obvious. Like, the wedding gowns are a little dirty because they're, well, I'm telling you, someone could help me out on this one. I don't know if it's a big thing overseas and it's for wedding catalogs or something, but every single time I'm in the park, you see at least one. At least. And it's always Asian. If that was the fact, why wouldn't you have just bride and grooms of every race and nationality in the park?
Maybe it's a thing.
I'm telling
you. Ethnic thing they do.
I need to know what that's about, though. Are they doing it for the catalogs or what?
Fascinating.
Hey, I want to say hi to all my celebrity rehab fans out there. And I know Ant was saying that reality shows in general you hate.
I can't deal with them anymore. They're all the same mold.
And they had a trend for a while. It was called this is part of that celeb-reality.
Yeah.
And at first it was kind of cool, but now that's a joke. I mean, Ozzy made that really cool, obviously, and now it's so watered down from what him and his family was doing. But this celebrity rehab show, holy fuck, it's good.
It's just
it's good. Dr. Drew, we got to get him on the show.
I can't take the calculated editing that they do, and the where they come up with a made up conflict, and then they use cuts of the people making these long staring looks
that you know had nothing to do with what was going on at the time, but they look and they're staring at something and they look like they're pissed off, and you assume they're looking at the person that they're mad at, but they could just be staring at a wall. It's like very calculated editing to make drama, so it's not reality. Well, it's all the same thing. They get people together. There's conflict. There's this. There's the in charge guy, and I just hate the whole premise of reality shows.
You know what
now.
happened though? When Real World hit, and the reason why it was so cool, A, because we never saw anything like that before on TV, but B, they had patience.
Yeah.
The Real World houses, those people lived with each other for something like 6 to 8 months. And they waited around and they filmed constantly in the basement or something. And they knew if they had the cameras rolling the whole entire time, eventually they would develop their own storylines relatively naturally. I know they're still setting up things here and there. But then what happened was they didn't want to sit around anymore and have patience, probably because it costs way too much money to have a crew on site 24 hours a day for 8 months or whatever it would be. Now, like Real World, I watched one recently, maybe a couple seasons ago, I don't know, whatever. But it takes place now within a month, like a month and maybe 5-6 weeks. That's it.
That's all they want.
And what they're doing is pushing, like Ann said, storylines instead of waiting for it to happen naturally. And that's what's fucking up that whole genre.
And they're not even regular people. They're all like now they have to have this person and that person, the particular... the guy that thinks he's getting all the pussy, the whore drunk chick, the gay guy, this guy. It was more of a natural, real environment of people in the first probably 2 or 3 Real Worlds.
Right.
After that, it just started.
Right.
They were acting for the cameras
Sure.
and for the auditions and everything.
Yeah, because if you got hired to be on the Real World, people are like, what? What is this?
The first one, it wasn't. It was a far cry from the beautiful people being on there, that's for sure. So, but it was more of a reality show. You were getting real conversation and real shit out of these people.
Conflict and moments and
yeah. Now they just try to get models that'll be attractive to people that are popping on MTV. Make them get in a hot tub together and start making out, and then one is yelling at the other one, and the show's over.
Well, they booze them up too, big time.
Yeah,
they never used to do that. They knew they would get something eventually by just kind of like letting the cameras roll. But Celebrity Rehab, whatever it's called, is amazing. Gary Busey's in, and he thinks he's there for inspiration, and they're trying to tell him, no, you're here because you have a drug or alcohol problem.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm just here to kind of inspire you people. And he's trying to deny the fact that he's actually, a patient.
I'm tired
in
of
the
Gary
rehab.
Busey on these shows too.
But they explain
All right,
that.
We get it. You're crazy. Ooh, you're a crazy person.
But they explained that they took a big, huge chunk of his brain out.
Yeah.
Like the guy's not right.
Yeah,
he seems relatively right, like he's just on some pills and stuff. But the fact remains, he has a big, huge chunk of his brain gone.
Yeah, good for him. He could be the executive producer of our show.
And
Get Steve in here.
Last night they had a rocker dude on. This is the first peak last night that I saw. It's been on a couple of weeks, and guy's talking about how he traveled the world, and I'm like, he's a rock musician, obviously, and I'm trying to figure him out. I'm looking at him close. I'm like, who is this guy? He's not, he obviously was in a really, really popular band.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, I watched for 10 or 15 minutes. It was revealed that it's Steve Adler from fucking Guns N' Roses. I'm like, that's Steve Adler?
Just a mess.
What he has become? He does this with his mouth and his eyes and stuff when he talks. He's like
coke grind, right?
Coke grind.
Well, supposedly he had a massive heroin problem. Supposedly he had seizures and strokes and unrecognizable. I would bet money that 9 out of 10 people will go, that's Steve, who is that? I don't know.
What did he play?
Drums, right? Steve Adler was the drummer in the original lineup.
Flea was in who?
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, there's so many fucking people in Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, he was the original drummer. Actually, I think if I know my Guns N' Roses stuff, he was the one that actually put an ad in with, I think, Slash looking for a singer, and that's how they got Axl, I believe. Am I right, Travis? Sort of?
What'd you say?
Whatever.
Yeah. He was, yeah.
Huh?
What are you listening to?
I was walking in. No, yeah, he was one of the original members, and
he's a mess. You got to see a picture of him. It's amazing. It's the same guy.
Yeah, and he was the first one that was kicked out of the band.
Yeah,
because of his just massive heroin addiction.
Yeah.
No idea who that is.
What year did he get kicked out?
Sorry?
Who replaced him?
Pretty early on.
I don't remember the name of the guy who replaced him.
Yeah. Steve in Michigan, what's going on?
Hi, guys. Yeah, I heard you talking about that cigarette tax thing, and oh, man. About 2 years ago, I go out to the mailbox, and there's a little letter from the Michigan Treasury Department. Well, I thought, what the fuck is this? This can't be good, right?
No, that's never good.
I pop it open. They subpoenaed some company in Kentucky that I was buying cigarettes from online. Well, they wanted their taxes.
Fucking
$2
scumbags.
a pack. Michigan charges for taxes. Plus, they wanted sales tax. Don't even fucking buy it here.
Oh. How much did they bill you for?
What's that?
How much was the bill for?
$1,200.
What fucking pieces of shit. Did you pay
You
it?
know what? They said, if you pay this by the end of the month, we're not going to charge you 100% penalty.
Yeah.
Did you pay it?
Oh, yes, I paid it.
God, those
I didn't want
fucking vultures.
They got you by the balls. What are you going to do?
All
Can't do anything.
Yeah.
Goddamn cunt. Governor from Canada. Liberal bitch. Whatever. She raised the taxes up to $2 a pack. Started doing that shit.
Yeah.
I heard on,
what do you do? What do you do? There's nothing you could do. We decided to take all this a long time ago. All right. Poopy Pants from PA. Are you guys getting kicked off DirecTV? I guess we are. I don't know. A lot of phone calls and instant feedback coming in about that.
Can I tell you what that is? If you're listening to us on DirecTV, they are doing it probably because it's exclusive talk content. So just get the service. I mean, it's like, you want to ride around. What do you ride around with DirecTV in your fucking car?
We got a huge,
very long
That's what I'm
we got a
saying.
huge following on DirecTV.
So hopefully
I
some
hope
of
they
them
know
will
what they're
come this
doing.
way.
Hopefully, but they're not. And I mean, a percentage will, And no one told us if it is happening. Why would they tell us? Why would we be in the loop?
If you're listening to us on DirecTV, how about this?
But I guess that there's
Man up.
I guess they're saying on DirecTV that the channel's going away. Because I did get an email from one of the big bosses. He's like, since
Paula McCartney,
basically saying it's not public knowledge. So how do the listeners know this?
They know everything.
Because they know everything is
Yeah.
my answer. Because I'm not ready
Believe
to
me,
back.
you're not. None of these things that you think are secret are secret.
Ever.
Everyone
Right.
knows about it before you announce it.
Right. So,
did that say Paul McCartney wants to serenade Michelle Obama?
Why? What do you want to sing to her?
What?
Michelle, my belle.
oh, Jimmy! That's what I'm gonna do when you have a good line now. Jimmy!
Oh, God, the whole show will be filled with Jimmys.
You didn't say it right. Do it. Is that true, Ant?
Yeah, they
here's
just
it.
showed a
Cares what he
Paul
wants.
McCartney,
Big
old-
deal.
old
Oh, they're
woman.
trying to make it special for him, man.
What?
He probably wants a
It's
girl
a
who can
nice inauguration. They're trying to do some special things. There's going to be a big crowd down there in Washington. So Paul McCartney serenades Barack's wife. Who cares?
And they were trying to scalp the tickets to the inauguration on eBay. You can find tickets anywhere from like $1,200-$1,300 all the way up to hundreds of thousands of dollars for tickets that haven't even been given out yet. They
Right.
don't give them out until a couple of weeks before the inauguration. And I don't think you know what ticket you're getting. Mm-hmm. So I think a lot of people are getting scammed on eBay.
You're going to
figure that one out.
You're going to be a half mile from the stage. Hey, Jimmy,
Yeah.
Dave from Massachusetts explains why DirecTV is important. He writes, "That sucks" in huge letters. I have XM, but I listen on DirecTV when I'm eating breakfast in the morning.
Not saying that it's not important.
A lot
but
of
I
these
mean,
people go, "Wow, I got the DirecTV in the house. Nice. I got it for the car.
Yeah.
I'm set. I'm good."
That's true.
You know?
So you'll still get the show. You'll miss a few minutes. I'm talking to people who have just been listening to it on DirecTV without getting XM or now.
Right.
Serious. Just get it. You're sick of the regular radio anyway. It stinks.
Yeah. All right. Let's say hi to Justin in Boston. Justin.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's
Jimmy,
up, Justin?
my idol.
Oh, thank you, Justin. You're a good boy.
Jimmy!
And perceptive. That wasn't a good line. That was Justin.
Oh.
Hey, I heard a funny story this morning getting ready for work. Some guy, 25 years old, got caught exposing himself to a busload full of students. At first, I thought that was kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Then it was announced that it was a high school cheerleading squad from a local Catholic high school.
Yeah, so what's the guy supposed
That's
to do?
a big deal.
I wouldn't say it's a funny story. It's kind of hot.
I'm not going to...
Very hot.
I'm not going to worry about that one. I mean, it was a kindergarten bus or something.
Right.
All right. Hey, I was going to say Matt Sorum myself, but I thought there was a drummer between Steven Adler and Matt Sorum. Matt Sorum from the Cult, yes. But he officially replaced Steven Adler. I thought there might have been another guy in between those two. Because Matt Sorum is now the drummer of the
other band.
This is where I'm strong. Music.
That other band.
You kill me in movies. Of Jimmy?
I think of...
He's the drummer of what current band?
He plays for the
Don't look on Pal Talk, Ann.
Ooh.
Why are these guys cleaning these windows every fucking day?
I know who he plays for.
How
by
much
the way.
dirt are on these windows?
He plays for the Ted Scheckler Trio.
The Ted Scheckler Trio.
That's right.
What genre are they in?
They're like a barbershop quartet. They sing a lot of old 50s. So, Scooby-Dooby-Doo! Or Scooby.
I like Scooby, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Velvet Revolver.
You looked it up. I can't accept that answer.
I was sitting here like
no,
this.
I can't accept that
Hands
answer.
crossed.
You may
Just
believe you're
glancing.
looking out the window as you glance past Pal Talk.
I looked out the window.
I curse your fans on Pal Talk.
I happened to
curse
see
them.
somebody on Pal Talk type out Velvet Revolver. I didn't even know what it meant. I just blurted it out.
The beauty was you were really trying to look smooth.
I'm like, yeah.
I just gotta look to my left, but I don't.
All I gotta do.
He can't see me looking to my left,
Yeah.
so I'll make believe I'm looking out the window.
That's all I gotta do. I was found out. Drats.
Yeah. Well, Bill K from Philly, hey, we're all not as rich as you, Jimmy. That's how he writes it. I can only afford the 4 radios I currently have, plus the XM for my BlackBerry.
Dude, it's not about being rich. I'm just saying that they're taking it away.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be business wise. A company, they're like, well, people will pay for exclusive talk content. I'm only saying get the service. It's not like we want to take it away, but we would rather keep you as listeners.
It's just more disturbing that we're not in the loop on these things that our listeners have to tell us. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm not going to cause a scene because, you know.
We're a show, dude. We love to be heard
no one
by
gives a shit
everyone.
when I do, so, you know, I understand. I'll keep it professional, but we should be in the loop on some of these things. Let us know before the listeners tell us.
We're
that's all.
out of the loop.
We just want to know before the listeners. That's not asking for much.
Yeah.
We don't want to get news
from
from our listeners. Please. Huh?
I don't even know the loop when I see it.
Jimmy!
That wasn't a good line. That was more of a...
I'm trying to get my new bit off the ground.
Your head has to turn. You don't say it straight. You go like leaning to the right, then you kind of come up and go to the left.
I want my Jimmy to go from the right speaker all the way to the left by the end of the name.
Okay.
I think that'd be kind
Panning?
of cool. Yeah. Oh, it's called panning?
Well, I would
See,
think.
that's where you get me.
Pan it.
I only have music on you, I think. I think that's basically all I got on you. And barely.
Science.
Musica.
Yeah, I got science.
Science.
Yeah. Yeah, sure I do.
Science.
Sure I do. Oh, nice. Little plug for Jimmy. Rick in Rockland.
Plug away.
Hey, boys.
Hi, Rick.
Before I tell Jimmy what I wanted to say, I can't get you guys on. I can't get the 202 on the XM radio on the internet anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess they took that away, too. And, Jimmy, the other point, I'm just throwing all this out there. Porky York from Minnesota. The Porky York, by the way.
Wow.
There's a few people
Yes.
trying to imitate him. It's another format you're not on anymore. Doesn't that bother you? And that's where I'm coming from.
Sure,
Yes.
of course.
We lose audience numbers, my friend.
As
And
talent,
where we
yay.
sit, we want numbers.
As the show, of course it bothers us. But I do understand why they would do it. I'm not saying I like it, but I do get it. What was Rick's plug?
Jimmy got another Imus mention this morning.
Oh, did I really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was saying, I got these 3 crappy comedians, and of course, Jim Norton's over there with my buddies, Opie and Anthony.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Very
And I
good.
had a real quick question for Anthony, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Ant, you're such a big Back to the Future fan, and you like cars and stuff. Why don't you just go buy a DeLorean?
What's wrong with you?
Well, I don't have enough garage space. Is why I haven't bought any other
Park
car.
it in your driveway.
But
How cool
no,
is that?
I don't want a DeLorean parked in the driveway.
Put it on top of your house.
Maybe I'll build a billboard, and I could park it behind the billboard.
The Lion Estates
For the
billboard?
Lion Estates. Yes.
You should have it
Park there.
haphazardly bouncing on the top of your house.
Yes.
When the
All right,
wind
thank
blows
you.
and it just slowly rotates because you got it just perfectly balanced.
By the way, very important day in Back to the Future history.
Yeah?
Yes.
Not really.
No?
I thought it was today.
Oh,
So it's
no.
Wednesday is a very, very big day.
Wednesday is?
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
let's
so
wait for
today is
Wednesday.
just part of the week where he's hanging out?
Yeah, he's just chilling right
He's
now.
just
at Doc's
chilling
house.
at Doc's. Like, they didn't really get into the time where he was just kind of chilling.
Yeah, because there are a few days, if you look at the chronology of this, that there's days where Marty just had nothing to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
So
it was not documented in the documentary Back to the Future.
Yes, the documentary called Back to the Future.
I'm sure there's lost footage of what Marty did on his off days.
Yeah, what did he do? Him and Doc are hanging out. They can't really fuck anything up. So, would they sit there and not talk to each other? What could he possibly do?
They had to go shopping for 50s clothes, right, for Marty.
Yeah.
So I guess they probably went to the store.
They had to eat. That would be a little
The
risky,
diner, that
though.
was a favorite spot of theirs. They probably went to that diner for a bunch of meals.
The diner? Yeah. Okay.
All right, we'll wait for Wednesday then for the big news.
Wednesday is just huge.
I can't wait. That should be wonderful.
Yeah, can't
Hey,
wait.
a lot of people saying they're listening online, so we don't know what's real and what's not because no one really keeps us in the loop, is the point I'm trying to make today. All right, listen, we were talking about parking and stuff, and people reminded us of Jimmy Justice. We love Jimmy Justice, and we're going to do some Jimmy Justice audio in just a bit here.
Wonderful.
If you've never heard Jimmy Justice, stick around.
Jimmy Justice. We got to get into
he's
this.
the greatest.
We love Jimmy Justice, and we're learning that he's an old fan of the show. He used to listen to WNEW, and his videos are all over YouTube. And God, we love this guy.
He is a douche, and I love him.
Yeah, we hate the meter maids. We still call them meter maids.
Meter maids.
We hate the brownies, the traffic cops. They're not real cops. They're just there to make your life miserable. They hang out by the parking meters and wait for it to go to what's the word there?
Zero.
Expired, and then they quickly write a ticket, even if they see you running with a baby carriage. They don't give anyone a break. They're just a bunch of
And on the fail meters, they write on your tire.
Really?
They have a
Oh,
yellow
yeah.
thing that they write on your
Oh
tire.
yeah, that's the other thing they
so
do.
they can keep up with the time that you were there at a fail meter.
Yeah, they mark tires and everything.
Oh, yeah. They put a little chalk mark
Sure.
on your tire,
Come
and if
back
it
an hour
doesn't
later.
move...
Yep.
You know, I had one of these jerks give me a ticket because I was riding my bike on a pier. I was probably riding my bike slower than people were walking. You know, just kind of on the bike and slowly kind of because I didn't want to get off my bike.
Yeah.
And she comes running. I told this whole story already in a golf cart and wrote me up. And I'm saying, look, I didn't know, I didn't see the sign. And she was on a power trip because she's not a real cop.
No.
Real cops don't, for the most part, aren't on power trips.
No, they won't screw with you like that.
But these
Something like
nobodies, they get what they think is a little power and they take advantage of it. And then the NYPD, unfortunately, they had to make them look like real cops because people were beating them up for being asses, right?
Yeah.
So now they look like they're part of the NYPD. They technically are, but they don't have guns or they can't even arrest you. They can't do nothing.
They have a car that says NYPD.
Yeah.
Traffic. It's a small traffic up by the doorknob just to make sure.
I will blast by them at 90 miles an hour. Like, I could care less. I'll rob a bank in front of one of them.
Walmart security.
Yeah, that's what they are.
Yeah. And they have the NYPD logo and everything because it makes them look important. It's kind of like the Celtics. You got the guys that are wearing the Celtic gear that plays on the team, and then you got the the administrators. But if you look quickly, you're like, wait, is he one of the Celtics? You get a little confused, and that's what they want. But this Jimmy Justice is putting these asses, these traffic cops in their place. I want to play the one from yesterday. Then we're gonna play a new one today. Okay.
Yeah.
Just to bring Patrice aboard. Listen to this guy. He goes around New York City, Patrice, with a camera, and his whole thing is waiting for these traffic cops to F up. And then he gets in their face.
Oh.
Listen to this.
You made an illegal U-turn in a business district. You made an illegal U-turn in a business district, and I have it on video.
Don't do that.
What kind of example are you for the citizens of New York? You're a police officer. You're not supposed to make a U-turn within a business district.
Can you get out of my face?
You're not allowed to make a U-turn in a business district in the city of New York. You violated the law. You're supposed to.
Come on, arrest me.
I don't have the authority to arrest
why are you saying
but I have the authority to videotape you, call 311, and file a report against you.
Call him.
I will.
Call him.
Because I have it all on video.
Call him now.
You're supposed to enforce the law, not violate the law.
Get out of my face. I'm going to get you arrested.
For what?
You videoing me, and I said don't do it.
I videoed you breaking the law.
Don't video me.
You're the one who broke the law, and not me. Why are you mad at me?
The best part of that video, she goes, "Get out of my face, or I'll get you arrested." And she knows. Like, if she called a real cop, they're going to be like, "Yeah, whatever. I'll be there in 4 hours."
Yeah, what do you need?
Right. Because we've talked to the cops. The ones that are honest, they'll tell you they don't like these.
They go, they hear them on the radio, and they're like, "Oh, I got a problem. There's somebody hassling me. I'm trying to write them up." And the real cops will be like, "Yeah, I'll be right there." Yeah. And they don't show up. They don't care.
It's the people part of it. Like most concepts in life are pretty good. What messes it up is people.
People you got to take the people out of the equation.
Communism isn't bad until the people. You know what I mean? And
it works on paper.
It's just people who enjoy making your life miserable. And like these traffic people, it's like you put yourself. That's why I don't even beg anymore. Like if something's going on, he's writing it. I just start cursing them out, talking about their African heritage, because most of them are Africans.
African heritage.
What's your move?
Oh,
that's funny.
Shouldn't you be somewhere dying in a diamond mine? It's like somewhere.
Oh God!
I really am awful to traffic cops, man, because I have no respect for them. That $65 is worth the pain and suffering that they get.
Yeah,
it's worth it because she enjoys her job. And sorry, nope, I start. And here's the one I hate out of all of them.
Oh yeah,
I started writing it already.
Already started writing it.
What does that even mean? Well, you know what? A couple of times I've had them write down the wrong license plate.
Mm-hmm.
They write down a wrong number or a wrong letter.
You got them all flustered,
and they just and the thing is done. Yeah. So they wrote down that somewhere there's $100 that's floating around that needs to be paid.
Yeah. Works.
Well, this rant continues.
But you can see excuse me. Like she not only likes her job, but it's this phony sense of empowerment she has. That's why a lot of times a cop will give you a break, but she won't because she has no empowerment at all, and this is a chance for her to get back.
And he picked the right one too. Honey Chow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, you know what, you're right, I did make that turn. That was kind of stupid. That would have taken every bit of wind out of his sails if she would have said, yeah, I screwed up. That was kind of dumb of me.
Or she said, I'm allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah. I'm law enforcement.
Yeah. I can do what I want.
Well, Jimmy Justice continues with this broad.
You want to call 1-911? You want to call him? You want to call him?
Let me see your badge number, please. Yes. I want your badge number.
Call him.
I want your badge number. You made an illegal U-turn in New York City. You're supposed to enforce the law, not violate the law. Now you're going dropping your radio. You're a boob.
You want to call him?
You're a boob.
Do you want to call him?
I will call them. I want your badge number, and I will file a 311 report against you. You forgot something. Hello, you forgot something.
Okay?
Don't make illegal U-turns in New York City.
Because real cops carry their purses on the job.
I asked you not to make illegal U-turns in New York City within a business district. I am Jimmy Justice, and your days of running around this city like a cowboy are over.
How great is he? How great is he?
He's got a bit of humor to him.
What's the song at the end he's singing?
I don't know. We'll have to. What is it, E-Rock?
Oh, God bless Jimmy Justice.
He's the greatest.
I'm Jimmy Justice.
I would hate him if he was coming after me, but but you gotta love him.
If we talk to him, I want to know there's something or a series of events, but I guarantee you there was one thing that snapped him, and he's like, they are all going to suffer. There was one phony sense of empowerment moment that one of these pigs wouldn't give him a break.
Yeah. You don't feel like that, though? Like
always,
yes.
I
feel like that about the TSA, where I want to do something just to stop them.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. I used to live in a brownstone, and I would go away for the weekend, and I would have to pull up in front of my brownstone, double park, and quickly get my stuff out of the car, come back, and then I would go find a parking space and put my parking lights on and all that, right? I swear, one time I got a ticket, I was inside for less than a minute, and I come out, and there was a ticket, and they were long gone. They're not even around where you could dispute it. I'm like, it's obvious that I'm just unloading luggage from the weekend. It's even on a Sunday, so they're not stupid. They know what people are doing on a Sunday.
And they
getting back into town.
And it's like the devil's advocate where they just all kind of blend in after, like, he disappears.
They do disappear.
It's like, hey, did you give me a ticket? It's like, no.
Yeah. So a lot of people heard that Jimmy Justice yesterday. We're going to play a brand new one today, and I think we're going to get him on the show today, hopefully. So here's more Jimmy Justice. These videos are linked on ONARadio.com. We have another one? Yeah, traffic cop blocks a hydrant during a fire.
Wow.
And Jimmy Justice was on the scene.
Thank God.
Here we go.
I love him. Are you on drugs?
What is your problem?
You're a traffic enforcement agent, and you parked your official vehicle blocking a fire pump, and there's a fire outside with firemen out there, and they have no access to the pump? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. While you're in the store, you don't hear the sirens? What's the matter with you? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You're supposed to enforce the law, not break the law. What's the matter with you?
Oh, is he just a bastard?
Well, know what's great about this, too? He knows there's nothing they could do to him.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
He's not cursing or threatening them.
Look, you do this to an NYPD cop, oh, boy, you're going downtown for a while. They'll figure something out.
Oh, they'll write you up for something.
And they'll make your life a living hell for a few hours, even if they don't have an official charge. But with these things...
Cops have a little loophole that
of course.
conquers everything called disorderly.
Of course.
Right.
Where they tell you to do something and you do it. Turn the camera off, you don't do it, disorderly conduct.
Disorderly conduct.
Yeah. That's that loophole.
And it doesn't matter if it gets thrown out or something. It's just going to be a pain in your ass to have to be run through all the hoops.
If a cop tells you to do something, you don't do it. It's a crime.
Right. Yeah. Disorderly.
Which makes your rights gone. So
every right is gone.
Destroys your rights.
Do that. No. Disorderly.
Disorderly. Turn that camera off. Nope. Disorderly.
Tased first.
Yep.
Then,
dude, bro.
Hey, okay, I'll go. All right.
Was it the same lady?
They all sound the same.
Yeah, they do.
I got to be honest. They all sound the same. They all look and sound like they should be on a Jerry Springer show.
Fighting. Or looking for paternity or something.
Right.
And what bothers you is that with bill collectors sometimes, or people that's just trying to help you, like that when they say the word can't, that's what gets sorry. Sorry now means nothing. And the word, are you can't stop this or you won't?
Yeah.
Just tell me you won't so I can feel better about how much I hate you.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, don't write this ticket. I can't
stop.
Or you just will not stop.
Right.
Okay, I will not stop.
Fair enough.
There you go.
You're a piece of garbage. Yeah. It's like white people voting for Obama. Just say you ain't voting for him because he's black. Just make me feel good once.
Yeah, let's do another clip from Jimmy Justice. Another traffic. See that the reason I keep saying cop is because it's written that way. Another traffic agent blocks a hydrant.
All right, Kizzy, hit it.
Jimmy Justice.
Is something wrong with blocking a fire hydrant?
Don't you think there's something wrong about filming somebody?
No. I think you're a police officer who's supposed to enforce the law, but you violated the law by parking your official police car,
have to do, okay?
blocking a fire pump. Somebody else will get a ticket for that. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? T-D-U-L-A.
Carl, what are you doing? Move away from the vehicle.
I'm filming you breaking the law. Miss Dooley, you broke the law.
Yes, thank you, sir.
You broke the law.
Thank you.
What are you going to do, bite me with your gold tooth?
Oh, no, he didn't.
Right, but you just broke the law.
All right to do it, okay?
And I'm going to do that.
Thank you.
And I have it on video.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
You made my day.
You made mine too. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Wow.
I'll say this. She collected her. She was fairly as calm as you could be with somebody filming you.
Yeah.
She was all right.
Yeah.
All three of them are being big fat women, though.
Yeah.
All three of these people.
What is that?
Because then they can't pass any physical tests. They
No.
just sit there. They get these orcas to just sit in the car and write. They're fat. They get to sit there and just write. They don't have to do anything. They're all big fat broads.
I'm sure they're also looking for someone that's going to be a bit intimidating looking.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a little cute little white thing that's anorexic.
Yeah.
No.
Why is that a large majority of the traffic enforcement agents are African American.
I don't know.
Why is that?
Put them at risk.
Is that what it is? It's a put them at risk,
who cares about
cannon
Africans?
fodder kind of a thing?
Nobody cares about Africans, not even black people.
Yeah. So just put them out there on the lines and let people yell at them and throw stuff
seriously,
at them.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What's up with the chopped meat hairdo, by the way?
Chopped meat?
It's awful.
Oh, my God.
Don't look at
Perfect.
me. Don't look at me.
Holy Jesus, that's perfect.
To defend African hair.
What
it's
is-
a mess.
it's a new look they're doing.
Chopped meat hairdo.
It looks like Sharpie dots.
It's you go to the supermarket, you see that chopped meat, 90% lean or something.
It
and
looks
they're-
like
it looks like
ground
they're taking
beef.
a package of that and just going on the top of
Smashing
their
it
head.
on top of their head. ground beef.
Ground beef. Let's call it the
That
ground
is
beef / chopped meat
perfect
hairdo.
That's one thing I'll give white people credit for, to introduce products.
I'm taking a picture of you because you're a police officer who's supposed to enforce the law.
And no parking?
And you parked your police car in a place where the sign says no parking anytime. And you're not doing your job. You went into the Rite Aid.
I can go into the Rite Aid because if you don't know if I have a feminine problem, you don't know if I have any type of problem.
Right.
You don't know if I have my asthma, if I need my medicine,
Right.
or anything like that. You don't know my business.
Right, so if you
So
have
if
to
I
go...
But no, it's funny. That's the excuses people use.
Yes,
Like, look,
exactly. Yes,
Look,
yes.
my kid is having an asthma attack, and I need to get something. So I
don't
understand.
care. I don't care.
Right. That's why this bit's
I
so
started
good.
writing. I already started writing.
That's why this bit
or
is
move
brilliant.
it.
Yeah.
That dismissive move.
Yeah.
Right.
God bless Jimmy
Enough.
Justice.
Right.
Or anything like that. You don't know my business.
Right, so if you
So
have
if
to
I
go in
went
the Rite Aid...
and I have my period,
Right.
I can go in there. All right?
And you don't have to park properly. You're allowed to park.
I am
no
parked
parking.
properly.
But if the sign says no parking
A
anytime,
handicapped person can park in a no parking.
says no parking anytime, are you handicapped?
How do you know that? I
But
could be handicapped.
If you're handicapped, are
That
you
doesn't mean-
efficient
that
at doing your
doesn't mean-
job?
Because he's sitting there taping me.
I'm having a problem with racist Jimmy Justice, though.
Why?
Why can he find somebody other than this woman?
Probably not.
And I mean, it's the same woman, but it's different, but it's the same exact woman.
But that's everyone that I've encountered, too.
Patrice,
I've been this woman.
I've seen some wormy white boys, too. Now,
Not
come on,
breaking the law.
Patrice.
Fair enough.
Honestly, I can't remember the last time I saw a traffic agent that was white. I'm just being honest with my dumb life.
But it's the same
I
one.
don't
Is
see
that
them.
who they...
I don't see it. I see a
No.
lot of big, black, fat women with the chop meat hair.
Who's the guy
Yeah.
jumping in here? We missed this. What?
Oh, yeah, we're getting there.
Okay.
Here we go.
Scared.
The shame is that somebody else will get a ticket for that. If any regular person parks where it says no parking anytime, they'd get a ticket.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And you know who else?
So-
I'm a supervisor. She's in a marked vehicle. A marked vehicle is permitted to park here. She's not in a bus stop. She's not nowhere. She's in a no parking.
Not for official
Everyone
business.
else could park here.
Right.
So she
Right,
can.
but even if she's going into the store.
You are a regular passenger vehicle.
Yes.
You park your vehicle here. Yes, you will get a summons, sir. That's no problem, sir. She's doing her job, what she's supposed to do. The vehicle is legally parked, sir.
The vehicle's legally parked even though it says no parking anytime.
Sir, is she a passenger?
Jimmy Justice.
I'm Jimmy Justice.
With that, let's say hi to Jimmy Justice. Jimmy,
Hey, good morning.
welcome to the Opie and Anthony Show. How are you, buddy?
Well, I've been better. If it would be years ago when you guys were on in the afternoon, I had to wake up really early in the morning. But other than that, I'm doing great, and it's an honor to talk to you guys.
Ooh, Jimmy Justice is lazy. Doesn't like getting up.
Jimmy Justice has a drinking problem.
You know, Jimmy Justice is not lazy, but he works till late at night, and I usually don't wake up this early.
How many videos do you have? We love these things.
Yeah,
obviously.
we're
How many are there?
obsessed with you, Jimmy.
I have on my computer probably about 20 or 30 hours of these confrontational videos.
Wow.
Now, what exactly? We've all dealt with these awful, disgusting people. What incident sparked you to just go on the rampage with the video camera?
The incident that sparked me to go on this rampage is about 2 years ago when I witnessed a traffic enforcement agent write a civilian a parking summons for blocking a fire hydrant. And then the same traffic enforcement agent got into his official vehicle, he made a U-turn and parked blocking a different fire hydrant on the other side of the street, and then went into a restaurant to eat lunch. And I said, there's got to be something wrong with that.
Yep. So you kept your video camera on you at all times, And what has any results happened because of this stuff? Like, what do you do with this stuff? Has you dial 311 or what has happened because of this?
Oh, yeah, very often I do dial 311, and it's not enough to just dial it and file a complaint. You have to keep following up on that. Otherwise, they're not going to do anything about it. And I've definitely seen a reduction in the rate of recidivism in areas that I have frequented with my video camera. And since the major media have also picked up on this, recently the mayor and the police commissioner have directed the Internal Affairs Division of the police department to write summonses and tow the vehicles of city workers and police officers who are illegally parked.
See, to me, like
they are taking action.
A regular cop in a marked squad car is different because they're cops. But I mean, these you treat these people the way they should be treated, which is like they're not like cops.
No,
they want to be able to do what they want to do and still write a ticket for the same thing. We just listened to the woman who had her period, like and pointed out the same excuse that any other person would give. She gave, and you just had a video camera on it. It's great.
And the reason they would write you up for being in front of a fire hydrant because they want to keep the fire hydrant clear in case there's a fire. So and then they park there. How does that make sense?
Doesn't matter what's parked there.
Right.
You're not supposed to park there.
Right. It doesn't make any sense. And guys, I've always said that some of the laws don't make any sense, but some make a lot of sense. And the laws of not blocking a fire hydrant it's not rocket science.
Right.
You don't do that because in case there's a fire, you need the firemen to get in there and be able to do their job quickly. So what's the difference if it's my vehicle blocking a fire hydrant or if it's the vehicle of a traffic enforcement agent who's in the McDonald's 2 blocks away? There is absolutely no difference. You should not block a fire hydrant.
What have you had any bad incidents or no?
Have I had what?
Any bad incidents with these traffic people? Like where they get physical or anything?
Oh, absolutely. I've had a lot of physical altercations. Besides being yelled at and cursed at, which is perfectly okay because that's what I do to them. I've been spit at. I've been pushed. I've been threatened with arrest. I've been followed.
Have you gotten anybody fired? Hopefully.
Well, interesting enough, if you saw the video I put on YouTube called Miss Anderson Breaks the Law, and that's the woman who gave me the middle finger, and while a retired policewoman came over and told me I'm not allowed to videotape anyone employed by the police department because of the terrorism. Well, that sergeant from the Traffic Enforcement Agency, her name was Edith Anderson, and actually a few months after this video, she was arrested with 2 of her sons for selling crack out of her apartment. And this can be verified if you look up Edith Anderson on the New York Post police blotter. And this incident happened a few months ago, so I'm not making it up.
So Jimmy, what is the law like? Like when the one guy said, we just watched one where she parked to run into a Rite Aid or whatever, and the guy came over and said, well, it's an official vehicle. Now, are there any times where they are allowed to be doing that, or are they pretty much always lying when making excuses for themselves?
Okay, there are times, because there is an exception written into the law that sanitation enforcement agents and traffic enforcement agents are allowed to double park or do other minor violations with their vehicles while they're doing their job.
Sure.
And that does make a little bit of sense, even though it's not fair. But if they have to go into a highly congested area to write summonses to others who are blocking the roadways and causing a hazard, sometimes they have to be there for a minute or two while they're writing their summons. So that loophole is written into the law, and they're allowed to do that. But not when they're running their personal errands. And they shouldn't even be running their personal errands while they're at work. So they're doing 2 things wrong.
So basically, like, if they park in a no parking any time zone, they're standing out there writing a couple of tickets, they're allowed to do that, but they're not allowed to block a hydrant because that's not a minor infraction.
Exactly. They're never allowed to be in a bus stop, and they're never allowed to block a hydrant, but they can be in a no parking or a no standing with a time signature, like if it says no standing from 3 to 6, for example.
Sure. Looks like you studied this stuff, Jimmy.
Oh yeah, I do know my stuff, and I know the bounds of what I can and cannot do.
Have you seen or actually confronted any other traffic agents beside just fat African-American women?
Yeah, my opponents have accused me of being a racist because
Well, someone in studio just said
Well,
that.
I mean, I only saw
Patrice
4
O'Neal.
videos, and they were all the same giant African woman.
With the chop meat hair. I want to keep saying that.
She should have baskets on her head.
Yeah, that's not my fault, though. What you see in my videos is just a microcosm of the demographic, and the fact is that most traffic enforcement agents are black women with big tushies.
Yep, fair enough.
Big tushies.
Well, just put up a something else. I don't know.
Official endeavor.
What have you what other races have you encountered?
A little bit. Yeah.
A little bit.
What other ethnic group have you encountered on your journeys?
Well, I have to tell you that the videos that I put on YouTube were some of my more colorful clips.
Right.
Because I did want to create a little bit of a buzz. And obviously I put my best foot forward and put some of my better clips on there. And the most colorful exchanges I've had were with black women. That's just a coincidence, I think.
What's your favorite one that we could play? Because we don't want to go through 30 hours of Jimmy Justice.
Oh, yes, we do.
We're lazy.
Well, one of the better exchanges were you could play a little bit of the one called Traffic Enforcement Agent Makes Illegal U-Turn.
Okay.
No.
Oh, we did.
We did that one.
Is that where you said she was a boob?
Yeah, that's the one I call the boob.
Yeah, we saw that. We love that one.
Well, Jim...
Or the best clip that I've ever had is a traffic enforcement agent who went into a restaurant to stand in line and order her lunch. She blocked a fire hydrant, and while she was waiting online, a fire actually broke out across the street.
We heard that one, too. Well, you gave her the business.
Yeah, we picked the good ones then.
Yeah, I read her the Riot Act.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you do for work, Jimmy?
I'm an audio systems engineer, and I also play guitar in bands.
All right, so this is just kind of something you do for fun. You don't even make money off it. Or do you sell DVDs?
I make a little bit here and there when I license some of my footage to television networks. Also, people have gone on my YouTube page, and there's a link to my blog page, and people hit a donate button and donate money to me through PayPal. So I've made a little bit of money, not a lot.
It's really funny what you do, man, and just the fact that they're so belligerent. Instead of just have any of them went, you know what, you're right. That was kind of stupid that I just did that, and just acknowledged it, like really taking the wind out of your sails by kind of going, for lack of another old lady way of talking. Has anyone ever just said, you know what, that was kind of stupid?
Official endeavor.
No, actually, that's never happened.
Really?
They're always, some of them are not so belligerent. They see me coming with a camera, and they're completely quiet. They just get in their car and drive away. But for someone to actually admit that they were wrong, that has never happened.
God, it's great. I hate them. The more I watch your videos, the more I hate their guts. So please just keep until we have a few traffic agent suicides. I would like you to keep going.
Yeah, Jimmy, right on, man. Thanks for calling the show today.